watching the MAC on ESPN. The wait is over. It's the long-awaited return of the best sport in America. College football is back, and we've got a primetime matchup for you from the team from the FCS and a team from the FBS. The Fordham Rams are in town to take on the Bowling Green State Falcons. Welcome inside our broadcast booth alongside the great Ryan Kavanaugh, Joey Lindstrom with you. And if you like points and if you like offense, you're in the right place because, Ryan, both these teams return a host of starters from a season ago. There's high pace and high intensity from both offenses today.
Well, these two teams last year combined for almost 57 points per game. As you mentioned, so much of that offensive production is back. They're just a year older, and I expect them to put on an offensive show and light up the scoreboard.
There's two veteran gunslingers as well that have made their way to their respective schools. We'll start with Connor Bazelak. Started at Missouri, then went to Indiana. Now he's at Bowling Green. He's found a home here.
He was the SEC Freshman of the Year at Missouri. But what's most important is he's in his second season under Coach Loeffler, and he got better in the second half of last season. I can't wait to see what he does. You know what helps a good quarterback? A great wide receiver. We've got Harold Fannin Jr., and I'm going on record. He's not one of the top 3 tight ends in the MAC. He's one of the top 3 tight ends in the country. I look for him to put on a show here this evening.
On the opposite side, CJ Montez in year 2 of his respective system at Fordham. He threw for 3,000 yards on the button a season ago, 26 touchdowns, and he's very precise, by the way. Only 1 pick in 376 attempts, Ryan.
Listen, when I played, Joey, I threw a pick before I got off the bus. What I like about C.J. Montez is not only can he run the football, but his arm talent. He's explosive, driving the ball horizontally as well as laterally down the field, and he's going to put a lot of pressure on the Bowling Green Falcons defense.
Jim Conlon in his 7th season. One of the best coaches in the Patriot League since he took over in 2017, especially from an offensive efficiency standpoint. One of the best in the FCS year in and year out. And they're trying to upset a MAC school for the 2nd year in a row. Fordham won the toss. They deferred to the second half, so Bowling Green will be on offense to begin. It is Justin Peggies on the return, working that right side. Peggies is on the run! Running toward that sideline. Peggy's got a block. Opening kick. Touchdown for Justin Peggies. How about that for a start to your season, Ryan?
We heard a lot about little J, Justin Peggies, and his explosiveness. You know, Payshawn Wimberly has been an outstanding return man for Bowling Green. Unfortunately, he's injured, and a lot was going to be on the shoulders of number 20, Justin Peggies, and he says, no problem, I got you. Hey, let me tell you what I like most about this. Watch the effort from number 28, Jyshawn, right here. Watch, he gets both of these guys. Where's one block, and there's another, and that's how you get your kick returner into the end zone. What a start for the Falcons.
100 yards to the house for Justin Peggies. Lil J, not so little to start out your Falcon career, the transfer from Tennessee Tech. That's no good on the PAT, but Bowling Green will take that touchdown to begin the game either way. Scott Loeffler knew he needed a fast start. He got it. He said special teams was going to be a key piece to start the game today, and it is.
He's got a lot of confidence in his special teams. And again, Payshawn Wimberly, one of their captains, even though he's going to be injured for the whole year. We'll talk about him throughout the broadcast. But how about Justin Peggies coming in, taking those big shoes, and that man has to be extremely happy with how his squad has started the 2024 season.
Scott Loeffler in his 6th year. Best season and best finish under Scott Loeffler through his tenure so far with BG last season. They've gone to back-to-back quick lane bowls under Lefty, and now a chance to continue to improve. They've got their eyes on the prize. But on the opposite end, CJ Montez, a little bit earlier start than maybe he anticipated, Ryan. We're going to get to see him sling it early.
Well, it's, you know, not the greatest thing when you defer to the second half and they score on the opening kick. So Montez, well, the positive is he just got done warming up and he's ready to roll, but he's playing from behind right away on the road. Not the easiest spot to put a quarterback in.
That kick return for a touchdown, 100 yards. A new BG school record. Zach Long kicking off to Mason Hatfield. This will be out of bounds. So Fordham will get good field position on the illegal procedure. Hear from our head official, Rich Edwards, today.
We had a nice chat with Rich and some of his crew down on the field before, and you know, I misstated that. We had a nice chat with Rich and his crew down on the incredibly hot turf at Doyt Perry Stadium before the game.
It's got a little shade, but you know the orange wave, that's the student section over there on the opposite side of the field. They're feeling the heat until the sun goes down.
Well, the student body's shown up here in Bowling Green.
It'll be Luffridge in motion to join C.J. Montez. A little more on Luffridge later on. He's a playmaker. He'll get the carry on first down. Gain of about 4. Fordham led the Patriot League and ranked 12th in the FCS in passing yards per game a season ago. Montez was a big reason why. Originally from Pasadena, California, Paraclete High School, and a transfer from New Mexico. Played for the Lobos in 22 and joined the Rams in 23 for an all-star season. Second carry for Luffridge goes nowhere to bring up third down and medium. First hit there from Anthony Hawkins.
Anthony Hawkins is senior, one of the big-time defensive players in the front. You see the C on his shoulder. That's earned, not given. And Anthony Hawkins is a guy who lives in offensive backfields and can really disrupt the run game.
Third down, first of the day for Fordham. Montez has pressure, he goes down. A host of Falcons. Ali Saad, the first one to hit him and bring him down. The front three is going to be huge today, Ryan. They come up big there.
Joey, I talked about Hawkins. Watch, as Montez comes to your left, here comes Big Hawk, and he turns around into the arms of Ali Saad. That's interior lineman working in concert and making big plays. Punt team comes on the field.
Will Hazlitt, all Patriot League punter a season ago. And a false start on Fordham before they got going.
Offense, number 27, 5-yard penalty, fourth down.
So 2 special teams errors, one a little bit larger than the other, I'd say. But that's one thing that Joe Conlon said, we have to be dialed in on special teams in all 3 phases of the game.
It's often the forgot phase of the game, but how many games do you see decided by the special teams play?
Peggies will give this one a fair catch. He's going to be fun to watch this season. Falcons up early off a house call on the first play, the first kick, mind you. Be back with you after the break.
Coach Gecko.
Coach G.
Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects, a 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True! Smells like insurance.
Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
Game time! Wing time!
That was fast.
I even refilled your Coke.
Some wings you just can't wait to tailgate with.
Excuse me. You left your head.
We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Never seen it like this before. Whoa, make you wanna get that, get that. Got him coming back for more. Let's go. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow.
Enjoy up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
I was raised by careful skillful hands. Yeah, they made me who I am. So I'm off to
We invent them, we design them, we build them. And one day, we have to let them soar.
I'm always coming home.
Welcome back to the Doyt. The last time Bowling Green returned to kick off for a touchdown was in the Quick Lane Bowl with their last kick returner, Teron Keith, highlight player. I think they found a good replacement there with Justin Peggies.
Well, the future looks bright. You know, we heard a lot of talk from this guy, Coach Scott Loeffler, as well as other members of his coaching staff when we had the pleasure of speaking to him this week. And a lot of people are talking about Little Jay. And that was before the 100-yard kickoff return. There's even more people that are going to be talking about him now. Baszler out on offense.
Bowling Green gets started at the 20 with a handoff to Terrion Stewart on the outside. He is known to be powerful when he runs. He's been doing it for quite some time in the MAC. There's Connor Baszler, senior from Dayton, Ohio, so not too far. He gets to have a little home cooking as well, and he's been excellent throughout all his years. He now has the 6th year in a row with a start. Journeyman by definition. On the outside, working through on the jet sweep is Rakeem Smith, the transfer from Delaware State. Look out for Rakeem Smith now. Runs a 10-3 100-meter dash. He was a two-sport athlete at Delaware State.
But what do you do with speed? You give it to him on the run. There's a great block by Fannin on the edge. Rock makes a man miss. Nice job coming up from the defensive back position to clean it up is Andrew Osman.
First down for the Falcons with Terrion Stewart. And he gets the fill to 2-yard gain. This defense for Fordham, when opponents are rushing the football, they're second in the Patriot League. They do not lack confidence when they play up. And that was evident in their game against Buffalo a season ago, trying to make that happen once again. Player to watch out for, Matt Jaworski, 34 on the edge.
Harold Fannin.
Fannin Jr. on the tunnel screen, breaking tackles and rolling through close to the line to gain.
You know, on a play like that, so Fannin is 6'4", 230. Watch how many defenders, white jerseys, get their hands on him. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe got away with a hold there. One of the offensive linemen, but that's 5 or 6 people before Fannin gets brought to the ground. Powerful runner.
3rd and 2, first of the day for Bowling Green. He's in motion. They give to Stewart, and why not? Gets the line to gain and more. Terrion Stewart still carrying defenders as he goes down.
This offensive line is reestablishing the line of scrimmage. Look at the push up front. And now Stewart just gets on the back of the big fellas, and he's rolling downhill. Alex Kemper, the defensive back, coming up to try to bring Stewart down. What a job up front. Collapses the right side.
Baszler over to the right side. He's got Fannin Jr. What a hurdle for the first down. The do-it-all tight end. Big Zero is going to be a player.
Just remember who said it this year, Joey. I'm going to get film of that, but take a look at the athleticism. Little skip step and then a hurdle. Coach Loeffler said, we want to get, actually it was Greg Nosold, one of their offensive coordinators, said, we want to get Harold the ball early and often tonight. And they've done a good job of that. 2 touches already for Fannin Jr.
They go to Jason Patterson. He lowers the shoulder, keeps the feet moving, and BG is rolling.
It's because of this offensive line. I mean, taking nothing away from Patterson or Stewart running the football. They're downhill running, they're running hard, but this offensive line right now is, they are imposing their will on the Rams defensive front.
It's Patterson again, working through for a couple more yards. Coming into today, he just needed 18 rushing yards to become the 40th Bowling Green Falcon to reach 1,000 in his career. Senior from Jacksonville, Florida. I think he's nearly there on those 2 carries. Bowling Green is in the red zone for the first time today. Third in the MAC in red zone percentage a year ago. Toss to Peggy's. When he got weapons, use them. Peggy's rolling through inside the 10. Gets the line to gain. The Falcons continue to roll on another first down.
Take a look at the block from number 4. Terrion Stewart right there to the left. Watch this lead block. Boom. Gets him kicked out, and that allows Piggies to get up. But when you have a running back who can run like Stewart, you want to show your coach, I'm a 3-down back. I can run it, I can catch it, and I can block both in the run and the pass game.
We'll give to Stewart in the outside zone. Stewart throws a stiff arm. Terrion Stewart disrespecting his surroundings. He's into the end zone.
Terrion Stewart shows incredible body control on this run, Joey. You see the stiff arm, and then you see him speed up, throttle down, make a man miss, and then burst into the end zone. Let's start with the stiff arm. Get out of my face, and then watch this. Throttle down, cuts inside, and then beats Peter Shaloub into the end zone. Look at the make a miss, and then beating the defensive lineman. Great run by Terrion Stewart.
Klether's kick is good, but a flag is down. Klether missed the first PAT. Sophomore from Tip City, Ohio. As may be on Fordham. Both teams trotting to their sidelines.
Illegal substitution on the defense. That penalty is declined. The try is good. Immediate timeout.
Kick is good offside Fordham. Bowling Green 2 touchdowns early in the first 7 minutes. Terrion Stewart picking up right where he left off. Fordham to answer on the way back.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claim service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff while I'm here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't want to play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Game time! Wing time!
That was fast.
I even refilled your Coke.
Some wings you just can't wait to tailgate with.
Excuse me. You left your head.
We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Never seen it like this before. Whoa, make you wanna get that, get that. Got him coming back for more. Let's go. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow.
Enjoy up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
Success happens when you have what you need, where you need it, when it matters. On jobs large and small, across 16 disciplines, throughout the Northeast, FW Web delivers. Selection, expertise, solutions. We've got it.
This fantasy football season, avoid the auto draft. When you're on the clock with Cup Noodle Stir Fry. Don't be Dan from Denver. His hours-long smoking process costs him his chance at glory. Cup Noodle Stir Fry. Quick, convenient, mess-free, and always delicious. Every pick is a winner.
Back at the Doyt. Bowling Green up 13-0 early on Fordham in the first quarter, alongside Ryan Kavanaugh, Joey Lindstrom. Take a look at the MAC preseason poll. Miami trying to repeat And Toledo, of course, up top. There's some usual suspects in there. Bowling Green much higher in the preseason votes than maybe in years past, at least under Scott Loeffler so far. It means things are going well.
Absolutely. I mean, Miami and Toledo, they've kind of established themselves as the creme de la creme of the MAC over the last few years. But Northern Illinois is also a team on the rise, along with BG. The big reason for that is so many returning players, especially in the trenches. I'm a broken record, but I said you could change football however you want. I don't care how many receivers. I don't care what formations you run. Whoever wins in the trenches at the line of scrimmage is going to be the more successful football team. And as a former quarterback, that's head coach Scott Loeffler. He understands the money's made in the trenches.
Hatfield to return this one. Over along the right sideline, trying to find the same fortune that Bowling Green did, but he gets hit by Joseph Sipp Jr., but a flag is down. In and around that area might mean holding for Fordham.
During the return, holding, return team, number 36. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Guilty party there is Trey Bradford. Senior defensive back.
I always wonder when you're watching a game and there's two numbers and it's hard to know which one, and then the wrong guy gets blamed and he's like, no, it's the other 37.
It wasn't me.
Yeah. I remember when I played, you couldn't have dual numbers. Now you've got,
It's like growing up with siblings.
That's right.
Somehow always finds its way back to you.
Yeah, I didn't do it. Unfortunately, my parents literally never believed me when I said I didn't do it. They kind of knew.
1-1. Montez going deep for Garrett Cody, just outside the reach. No flag on the coverage from Oladokin, but there is a flag down. I beg your pardon, no flag, no flag.
Yeah. There's a lot of hand fighting there on the sidelines.
Montez goes right back to Cody on second down. 1 yard short of the line to gain.
And here's the tempo we were talking about. See, look how fast they're running these plays. They're back on the line of scrimmage. Got Jaden Allen, tight end, up in the slot to the left.
Luffridge up the middle. He'll have the first down. Carrying bodies, Luffridge had 6 100-yard rushing games and 1 200-yard game in 2023. Looking to be the first Fordham Ram to go back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons since Chase Edmonds. Currently on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yep. With his line change by the Falcons, getting players off. That was C.J. Brown, the Northern Illinois transfer, now wearing the brown and orange. And I think Fordham, C.J. Montez, got him to jump with the hard count.
This defensive backfield got a bit of a change in turnover. Of course, Jordan Oladokin,
offside.
Premier
Defense, number 55, with
premier
contact.
Cornerback
5-yard penalty.
in the MAC.
First
now
down.
they have reinforcements. You get, of course, Darius Lorfel's coming back as a junior. Darius McClendon from Florida Atlantic and C.J. Brown, all MAC in 2021, come over from NIU.
Yeah, let's throw Edward Rambo in there as well. He was at Northern Arizona, but I was finding they should have the transfer portal, but you can't go in conference. I think should be something considered. Nobody's going to consider it, but I'm just saying it's a little awkward.
Luffridge gets a couple more. Yeah, you'd think that the MAC, everybody seems to be a big fan.
And there's a flag.
Some pushing and shoving, a little extracurricular there from Bowling Green.
So you got Branch Hayes. I don't know if he's the offending party. He was certainly in the mix wearing number 55. But that defensive front right now, Jordan Porter's there as well. Let's see what happens. You push back, you hear the whistle, and then here's just the extra push.
Unnecessary roughness. 15-yard penalty.
Branch Hayes falls
Automatic.
on as well. So
that's momentum, Ryan. He couldn't help it.
Well,
either way, that's going to give 15 to Fordham, and they'll cross midfield for the first time today.
And when things are going well, look, we're looking at De'Aaron Kelly. He was the man who had him, threw him down. Branch Hayes was in there as well. But when you're playing this good on both sides of the ball. The last thing you want is self-inflicted penalties. Coach Loeffler said we have to make Fordham earn everything. They're not doing that right now. They're giving them extra yardage because of mental errors.
Fordham will try to compound on this drive with Julius Luffridge carrying defenders. A huge gain for the senior. Charles Rosser on the stop, but not before Luffridge got 18.
Beautiful job by Luffridge. Look, he's running with his eyes. He bounces out to the left, and he lets the green space dictate where he goes. Twisting, turning, breaking tackles. The Rams are in business.
Montez, pressure, he goes down. Big Hawk. Anthony Hawkins the first to take him down.
But Anthony Hawkins, 2 sacks last year. He's already got 1 here. But look at the job he does in the middle. Beautiful job. It was one of the keys from Coach Morrison, defensive coordinator, is we need to contain Montez in the pocket, and the edges are coming up. And when he tries to roll up the middle, you know, to create some space to release the football, Hawks there.
Nickel here from Bowling Green. Ricky Parks gets the carry, his first of the day, and he's stopped immediately. Parks injured all of 2023. Originally a transfer from Utah. Jordan Porter brings him down, but he is back, and a big welcome sign for this Fordham backfield, because Luffridge didn't have too many other guys that Fordham could go to in the backfield a season ago.
Yeah, you know, they Luffridge being back there has given him a burst for certain, but right now it's a sure passing down 3rd and long, and let's see what Montez does. Bowling Green, more of a prevent. Looks like quarters look, Joey, with 4 deep safeties and corners.
But they're going to bring pressure instead. Anthony Hawkins again. With Donnie Stevens to finish the job. 2 sacks on 1 drive for Hawkins. Bring up 4th down.
Fordham Rams are having all types of problems blocking big number 5. You see a stun up front, and Hawkins just runs over the left guard, Duke Leonard. My goodness. I mean, that is 6'4", 305 Duke Leonard, and Anthony Hawkins just went right through him on his way to the destination, and that was sacking C.J. Montez.
Will Hazlitt, end over end punt. Justin Peggies gets another fair catch inside the 10 for Bowling Green. See if they can make it a 3-score game when we come back here on ESPN.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami.
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Game time, wing time.
That was fast.
I even refilled your Coke.
Some wings you just can't wait to tailgate with.
Excuse me. You left your head.
We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Never seen it like this before. Whoa, make you wanna get that, get that. Got him coming back for more. Let's go. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow. Yeah. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow.
Enjoy up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
Okay, everybody got their Dos Equis playbooks? Good. There's only one play. Go for Dos. That means when we get a chance to go big, we take it. Let's roll some tape. 2 seats in an okay position, but the front row would be a huge score. The usher is playing lockdown D. Watch how they execute. With the Dos Equis vendor as lead blocker. Sneak, scramble, take it to the house. Flawless. That's how you...
Go for Dos! Go for Dos!
Everything's okay when I'm playing ball.
We have so many secrets.
FX's American Sports Story, Aaron Hernandez, September 17th on FX. Stream on Hulu.
When we say it'll be on time, they expect it to be on time.
Turn shipping to your advantage.
Keep those expectations with reliable ground shipping.
Thanks, Brandon.
With USPS Ground Advantage.
With new physics, every hit hits different.
Orange Wave has a lot to cheer about so far for Bowling Green, and while we were away, we had some serious speed coming from the student section. He's got a bucket hat on and everything, Ryan. He's still running away.
I think he's carrying a cell phone. I mean, there's a lot of things he could do to shave maybe another second off that. I think he just got some NLI money for the quickness with getting down the field.
Yeah, when's the walk-on trial?
I don't know. Little Jay, your punt return job is not safe.
Meanwhile, Terrion Stewart continues to be a force in the backfield, coming off a touchdown drive for him. And Jaworski brought him down. First team All-Patriot League a year ago. And the team MVP for Fordham.
A defensive player of the conference in the Patriot League. Did you say that?
No. The first team All-Patriot League. Thank you, partner.
Yeah, also.
Bazelak on the play action. Checks down and just out of the reach of Peggy's. Bring up third down for Bowling Green quickly.
Now, when you throw that swing route, if you want to continue to be friends with your running backs, you can't lead them upfield like that, because as Piggies is looking to make a play, there's a defender bearing down on him. Fortunately, it wasn't a catchable football, but if that ball's up, shoulder pad high, we're going to see a massive collision.
And you know, as a former QB, that you're going to get chewed if that player, gets hit in the teeth at the end of that throw.
I might have gone to the other sideline.
Bazelak finding his curl route on the run. Big time play on the stick from Jamal Johnson.
What an explosive play, Jamal Johnson. What I love about this is he hits him in stride up the field. It's a deeper type slant. You see Bazelak looking off to the left, moving defenders with his eyes, and then hitting his receiver, Johnson, in stride. That's an explosion play.
32 yards through the air for Jamal Johnson, listed as our running back, or one of the other J's that make up this offense. We saw Justin Peggy's little J. That is JJ.
I think there's a J-Mac.
There is a J-Mac. I was just trying to find it.
So we got a lot of J's on this team.
There's just weapons all over this Bowling Green offense, and they're going to come in droves. Bazelak underneath to Malcolm Johnson Jr. That's MJ, or MJJ rather, the transfer from Auburn. He's got some serious top-end speed, but they get him on the underneath tunnel screen.
Well, last year, the Falcons and Connor Bazelak's best receiver, his favorite receiver, was O.J. Hilaire, who was just in camp with the Falcons. I don't know if he's been signed yet to the practice squad, but he'll probably stick around in the NFL. They think, number one, Malcolm Johnson Jr. is the answer to how do you replace O.J. Hilaire.
The fake to Peggy's. Bazelak finding Fannin Jr. on the run. Sitting down a man and continuing to work for another first down for Bowling Green. Now Perkins on the tackle.
I love the play call. You bring one of your speedsters in motion. You fake the pitch to Piggies. You fake the handoff up the middle, and then you get it to your playmaker, Harold Fannin Jr.
21 yards on that connection.
So Fannin Jr. goes off the field. Finn Hogan, who's a very versatile player, comes in to replace him. He's a wide receiver, but he'll play that stand-up H position when Fannin's out of the game. Counter.
Little counter sally here for Terrion Stewart. Breaking tackles. Gets the line to gain. And a new fresh set of downs. Tackle there by Andrew Osmond. And is he shifting?
This is where the footwork in the offseason comes in. Watch this. Boop, boop. And then the power. And he stays on his feet with the balance before Osmond brings him down. You know, so many people rep these drills in the summer and the offseason and in camp, and you're like, when am I ever going to run through a cone? Well, you do it for plays like that. Terrion Stewart putting on a show in the first quarter. Scott Leffler goes sprinting down the sidelines to get a timeout.
Timeout. How about that block by Elijah Boyd, by the way?
Their first
timeout for Scott Leffler
seconds.
and the Bowling Green Falcons. First of the day, right before the first quarter. You know, this team, when he was scouting Fordham, he said we need to be able to possess the ball because Fordham kind of reminds him of a wishbone offense where you never know what you're going to get. There's a little bit of trickeration. There's sometimes a lot of disguising up front, but he knew that if we're going to win this game, win it early, we're going to have to possess.
Yeah, and he also, in addition to that, said we're going to have to score every time we get the football because he knows while it's not a wishbone, it's more of a spread. It does create some unique things that you're not used to seeing all the time, and they can score, meaning Fordham can score every time. So he said we need to keep the pace. Well, he's not keeping the pace, he's setting the pace.
I like it. In at quarterback now is Lucian Anderson, redshirt freshman from Athens, Georgia.
And he can fly.
Yeah, he can. Dual threat. You see him here on power. There goes Lucian Anderson into the end zone. First carry, first touchdown for Bowling Green.
What a way to start your collegiate career. Joey, what I like most about Lucian Anderson as a freshman, watch the patience. He's there, he's not in a hurry, he's waiting for his blocks to get set up, and then boom, he lights the fuse and he's into the end zone. When you have an understanding of how fast you are, you can wait for things to get set up and then take advantage of the opening because you have top-level elite speed. That's Lucian Anderson.
Cleather knocks it through. They said Lucian Anderson was the second fastest player on the team behind Rakeem Smith. He showed it there, although he didn't have a whole lot of real estate to work with. I'd like to see him open up the taps a little bit. He plays 93-yard drive in 3.5 minutes for Scott Leffler's offense. And this is a coach who has had a plan since the rebuild of Bowling Green, now coming off his best season in the brown and orange. He's looking to continue to build that momentum toward a MAC title.
Well, Scott Leffler said it's a 5-year plan. Dave Clausen, who was here prior, told him that. He said, first year, you're not going to be good. Second year, you're going to be even worse. Year 3, you're going to win some games, see the light at the end of the tunnel. Year 4, you'll be competitive, make a run at it. And in year 5, you should win it. Well, this is his 6th year. We're looking at the last 3. Now, there's a COVID year. I'm throwing that out. So for all intents and purposes, this is the 5th year, 2024, and Coach Leffler's plan is on schedule. And if you know Scott Leffler, some think he's one of the smartest offensive minds in the country, and that graphic shows year after year after year, they're averaging more points per game. And if that trend holds true, you're going to be looking at somewhere between 27, 28, 20, 30 points a game for the Falcons offense in 2024.
So far, so good for that goal set. Hatfield gets another chance at a return here, and he'll get just past the 20 into the 21.
Beautiful special teams tackle. I think that was C.J. Brown flying in.
I think it was also, yeah, it was C.J. Brown. You got it. May have been Jamal Johnson.
Double number.
In fact, sometimes the double numbers.
Well, you know, the PA announcer also agreed it was C.J. Brown.
Yes, yes.
So if I'm wrong, we're both wrong.
No, you're right, because he is, yeah, he came off, but he's just on the sideline next to his defensive coordinator, Steve Morrison. Next to Coach Mo, right where he probably should be. Loffridge the carry as Fordham tries to get some meaningful yards toward the end of the quarter. And after one, how impressive has this Bowling Green offense looked so far? But they got it started with a big-time kickoff return. That'll never hurt. Second quarter on the way back from the Doyt on ESPN.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
Football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami.
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Game time. Wing time.
That was fast.
I even refilled your Coke.
Some wings you just can't wait to tailgate with.
Excuse me. You left your head.
We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Never seen it like this before. Whoa, make you wanna get that, get that. Got 'em coming back for more. Let's go. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow.
Enjoy up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
Okay, everybody got their Dos Equis playbooks? Good. There's only one play. Go for Dos. That means when we get a chance to go big, we take it. Let's roll some tape. 2 seats in an okay position, but the front row would be a huge score. The usher is playing lockdown D. Watch how they execute. With the Dos Equis vendor as lead blocker. Sneak, scramble, take it to the house. Flawless. That's how you...
Go for Dos! Go for Dos!
With physics-based tackling, every hit hits different.
Explain yourself. You said we should make trying the new Boost Mobile risky. No, risk-free. Oh, then we shouldn't use snakes at all. Ooh, we should just make a 30-day money-back guarantee. That way, switching from Verizon or AT&T is a no-brainer.
When we say it'll be on time, they expect it to be on time.
Turn shipping to your advantage.
Keep those expectations with reliable ground shipping.
Thanks, Brandon.
With USPS Ground Advantage.
Mom, with these sandwiches, I'm gonna be the coolest guy in the lunchroom. I need to practice my cool guy greetings. Sup. Sup. Sup.
Joe Conlon's team finds itself in a hole down 20-0. He's had numerous seasons with success. Prior to that, a ton of offensive success with Yale and his team, known for their efficiency on offense. Ryan, if you're a head coach in his position now down 20 early, how do you attack this second quarter?
Well, you're not thrilled about it, but it's not unfamiliar territory. And also, you're on the road. You're going to face adversity, and you have a veteran crew, almost intercepted, thrown underneath, a little short, trying to get the ball to Cody. And there's Jordan Aldadokun with the breakup. But, look, you had a quarter. Coach Conlon is calming everybody down, saying, did anybody in this huddle think it was going to be easy? So, tighten up the chin strap, and let's start punching back. And, you know, taking a shot is a good way to send a message to your team. I'm going to come out swinging. You guys follow suit.
Third down for the Rams. 1 of 3 on third down today. They were down 21-3 early against Buffalo a season ago. Came back to win that game 40-37. Hand off to Luffridge. He's brought down well shy of the first down. Bring out the punting unit again for the Rams. Brock Horn, Mike linebacker, bringing him down here.
Watch, you're reading your keys. Look at the tackle. The tackle blocks down. Horn fills the spot. Beautiful hit. I mean, that's a veteran linebacker crew that Bowling Green has, and it's so vital for your linebackers to read keys and you see somebody block down and you replace it. I was actually just talking to a defensive coordinator in Ohio earlier today about that and the importance of eye integrity and discipline. And you saw it right there from Brockhorn.
Peggies is going to return this one, breaks one tackle. Justin Peggies, always pretty electric with the football, gets a big return to set up Bowling Green in enemy territory.
He's got really good instincts returning the punt. A lot of people, you see a lot of dancing, and there's just, look, he makes it. Now watch the foot in the ground, and then you get upfield. He set up that block by Finn Hogan. Man, there's a lot of things going on there. There was a lot of people going back and forth, and Piggies looked completely comfortable amidst the chaos, Joey.
Calming the storm is Justin Piggies. Not afraid of the moment, no doubt. Bazelak underneath to Fannin Jr. Breaks a tackle. Fannin Jr. still going. All that for 3 yards. 2 rather.
Fannin Jr.
But he'll take it.
He's now 2 on the play.
You know, this is like, have you ever seen like the alligator hunters and they're trying to like tackle an alligator and he's slipping and sliding? Like Fannin Jr. is going to have more broken tackles at the end of this game than yards. That's significant because he's got a lot of yards already.
Oh, he's from Canton, Ohio, so I don't know if he's seen an alligator that he could wrestle, but I would take Harold Fannin and maybe have some good chance there.
Yeah, well,
Stewart gets the carry.
I called one of Harold Fannin Jr.'s games when he was at Canton McKinley. And the field was the Hall of Fame Stadium. That's where Canton McKinley plays their games. And I was talking to their coach, Antonio Hall. He played at Kentucky. And I'm watching Fannin Jr., and I said, he's going to Bowling Green. I was like, this has to be the most under-recruited guy in the country. I'm like, he doesn't have Power 5 offers? And he said, no, I don't know what they're looking at. But Scott Loeffler knew what he was looking at. And, you know, everybody else's loss is Bowling Green's gain because Fannin Jr. is special.
He gets the ball again, and another first down. Another third down conversion for the Falcons.
He just can hurt you in so many ways. Look at the route running, gets in the middle, catches it with his hands. And pack a lunch if you want to bring this guy down. He is a physical specimen.
Fresh out of downs for Bowling Green. Quick screen out to Malcolm Johnson Jr. Another 9 yards gained for Bowling Green. Second and 2 for the Falcons. Bazelak with Jason Patterson. He gets stumped right at the line of scrimmage to bring up third down.
That's big.
Peter Shaloub on the tackle.
Yeah, Peter Shaloub, the Cleveland native, playing in his home state, came down and made a big play.
Came right off the edge to get Jason Patterson down.
And that might have been the first negative play for Bowling Green thus far. Everything seems to be clicking.
Go to the weak eye. Bazelak, quick outside to Patterson. Can't keep his feet. He's brought down by Andrew Osbin, but not before another first down for BG.
This is a beautiful catching Fordham when they're blitzing. Look how many guys come off the edge. You see 16 coming. Patterson slips right past him, and there's nobody near him other than, I think, the 11-yard line, which is what he tripped over. But beautiful play design. I don't know how he knew the pressure was coming, maybe tendencies, but Coach Loeffler called the perfect play against the perfect defense.
Patterson the carry again. Gets the 2 there. And with that, he is now a 1,000-yard career rusher in Bowling Green football history. He's the 40th to do it.
Well, he had to drag Claudie Robinson, who was a really solid defensive tackle, 6'2", 320, wearing number 90, and Patterson dragged him. We saw Patterson and the whole running back crew down on the field before. I said, you know, it would be a pretty hefty check for me to try and get in front of him when he's running.
Bazelak looking at zone, he keeps it himself. Connor Bazelak strolling to the house. Can do it with his arm most times. Does it with his legs here.
Everything is clicking for the Bowling Green Falcons offensively, and they're doing an exceptional job of mixing it up, hitting them with the run game, with the pass game, and now when you least expect it, with the feet of Connor Bazelak, untouched into the end zone. BG is rolling.
Cleather adds another 27-zip so far for the Falcons. Connor Bazelak showing some athletic ability. Bowling Green up big.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claims service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff while I'm here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
BK's new fiery menu, 5 items, 5 levels, so you can do you. Level 1's like, level 5's a bit, woo. It's fiery at BK. Have it your way.
Never seen it like this before. Whoa, make you wanna get that, get that. Got him coming back for more, let's go. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow.
Enjoy up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
On Season 7 of Fansville by Dr. Pepper, the new era of college football has arrived.
What's it mean, Sheriff? The 12-team playoff. It's here.
And it's getting stranger than ever.
Someone's stealing our signs!
Dad, is it true that I was born a Tech fan?
No!
The landscape is shifting.
I hate Manu Conference.
The cast is growing.
I'm a new character.
And the game is changing.
They didn't put Dr. Pepper in this game? So unrealistic. We waited 11 years for nothing!
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
What if God made me this way? What way? A sinner.
FX's American Sports Story. Aaron Hernandez. September 17th on FX. Stream on Hulu.
Plenty of fanfare at Bowling Green today. It's been a fun one in BG at the Doyt. Alongside Ryan Cavanaugh, Joey Lindstrom with you. A lot to cheer about in this first half, Ryan. They have been rolling offensively. It all got started with that kickoff return. The student section showing out today. A little early jump around as well.
Are we in Madison or are we in Bowling Green, Ohio?
Everybody's got the 24 jerseys. I thought, weren't you in line for one today?
They were sold out.
Have one.
They were sold out.
Well, they're free, so
touche. No, but I said that's okay. Where are the Harold Fannin Jr. jerseys? Because I want one of those.
Give me the big number 0. I think you made the right move, switching from 44 to 0, because
it looks good.
Looks good. Just a beast. Zach Long to put toe to leather. And Hatfield elects to let it be kicked into the end zone as Fordham gets set up offensively. Take a look at MAC games tonight, Thursday night, opening night, I guess if you want to call it that, for week 1 at week 0 last week. That's Central Connecticut State, Central Michigan game. Maybe something a little bit there.
Yeah.
Gain, Toledo. You never know with these early matchups. There's so much new and fresh going into the season.
Well, especially for Buffalo with a new head coach, new coaching staff. That often brings a larger number of new players with, you know, the portal and recruits coming in. They look good, though, so far.
Montez going deep for KJ Reed. That is going to be pass interference all day. by Tracy Revels.
Yeah, if he would have let that go a little bit sooner, I think his receiver would have run underneath that, and they would have had their first points of the game.
Do you think, from a quarterback perspective, do you think Montez is just waiting just a beat too much on these deep throws?
That one for sure, yeah. And he's underthrown a few of them. Earlier he had an overthrow just a little bit, but you know, this is where trust your receiver, throw it up. I'd rather obviously miss deep into the outside than anywhere else on one of those go routes.
Fordham stacked on each side. Give to Ricky Parks. We'll get about 5.
Really nice run by Ricky Parks. Cutting it back.
I missed him a year ago. He's a former 4-star recruit out of Tampa. Went off to Utah and transferred in to the Bronx. More tempo from Fordham now. Positive play as a flag is thrown in the backfield. Typically means holding, Ryan.
Yeah, I think they're going to get the left tackle, David Evbamenya.
You got it. Nailed it.
Yep. Number 76. Let's see if I nail the call.
Holding. Offense. Number 74.
Oh,
10-yard penalty. Second down.
Not Evbamenya.
Okay, Duke Leonard, the guard. Oh, yeah, they ran a stunt, and they brought Charles Rosser from the linebacker position, and his feet were out of place. I'm talking about Duke Leonard, feet out of place, and that's where you see him reach out the big right paw. For those keeping score at home, I'm 0 for 1 on predicting officials' calls.
I forgive you.
Thank you.
Montez outside, just not able to find the connection with his receivers quite yet. Looking for Ricky Gonzalez on that one.
Yeah, C.J. Montez right now seems a little unsettled to me. I always say as a quarterback, quiet feet, that's where the accuracy comes in. And right now, Montez doesn't seem comfortable back there, which is a little bit surprising based on the amount of time he spent on the field. But something seems a little bit off about C.J. Montez throwing the football.
As we mentioned in the open, 3,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 1 interception. He's gone 6 games without one. This time he finds Gonzalez just shy of the sticks. Bring up 4th down for Fordham.
This is interesting. Joe Conlon doesn't appear to be sending the punt team out. In fact, they're getting on the ball, going for it.
I think this is good, right? You want to show your team you have confidence to get that first down.
Well, there isn't anything else. I mean, you know, he's playing to win this football game.
Oh, yeah.
And this is sending a clear message to his team. Oh, he's going to take 5 yards.
Just a lean by Ricky Parks.
Full start.
He tried to hold it.
Number 9.
Tried to hold the MJ.
5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Just not enough. When those feet come back down, that's movement. And that's going to be a punt team for Fordham coming out.
I think you mentioned it. You know, they were down 21-7 at Buffalo last year, came back to win that game. Now, they turned the ball over. They created 4 interceptions. They're going to need some of that magic also if they're going to try and get back into this one against Bowling Green. Almost got a punt block there as well.
Hazlitt was lucky to get that one away in time.
Scott Leffler told us this week, I bet we block a punt. And that's without Payshawn Wimberly, who, I mean, he might have written his college thesis on blocking punts. That's how good Wimberly was.
He is sorely missed, but Alex Bayer with this team as a special teams coordinator, also tight ends coach. They've been number 2 in block punts since 2022. They were number 4 last year. They like to come after the punter. It's a team that can create turnovers at any time. Bowling Green offense on the way back as we go to break halfway through the second quarter.
Coach Gecko.
Coach G. Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects, a 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's Drew. Drew! Smells like insurance.
Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
BK's new fiery menu. 5 items, 5 levels, so you can do you. Level 1's like, level 5's a bit, woo. It's fiery at BK. Have it your way.
Never seen her like this before. Whoa, make you wanna get that, get that. Got him coming back for more, let's go. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow.
Enjoy up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
Success happens when you have what you need, where you need it, when it matters. On jobs large and small, across 16 disciplines, throughout the Northeast, FW Webb delivers. Selection, expertise, solutions. We've got it.
This fantasy football season, avoid the auto draft. When you're on the clock with Cup Noodle Stir Fry. Don't be Dan from Denver. His hours-long smoking process costs him his chance at glory. Cup Noodle Stir Fry. Quick, convenient, mess-free, and always delicious. Every pick is a win.
Big hats and big leads for Bowling Green here in the second quarter. And off to Terrion Stewart on the outside. Osmond tried to get a tackle, but Terrion Stewart bullying his way through. A nod to his, third career outside of student and then athlete. He's also a rapper. He goes by the pseudonym DeReal Bully. And I think that's pretty on par with how he runs the football, Ryan.
Yeah, I don't know if he gave himself the name DeReal Bully, but I'm getting it. I mean, I understand why.
Bazelak had some pressure on the outside, but gets it off to Jamal Johnson. And JJ gets a first down for the Falcons again.
This is such an explosive offense with so many different weapons that can hit you in so many different ways. Johnson making a play on the outside. And their play designs have been outstanding. Look how much room he has to work.
Bazelak so far 9 of 10 for 120 yards, 1 rushing touchdown. Bowling Green 3 rushing touchdowns already today, 2 of those by quarterbacks. Stewart's got one as well. He'll be brought down. And a great tackle for loss from Niall Perkins and Jaworski.
Yeah, Matt Jaworski, the former linebacker, moved up to defensive line. That's why he sports number 34. And he is a tackling machine as you look at some of those accolades. 26 tackles for loss, 17.5 sacks. I mean, that is putting work in. Matt Jaworski. Actually, finish this thought.
Bazelak outside. Jason Patterson can't quite get the handle. Second one kind of like that from Connor Bazelak.
Well, he's just throwing it too far upfield. And Patterson was lucky there because that's a defensive back coming downhill and you are unprotected because you're looking back at the football. And a lot of bad things could happen. In addition to a big hit, also, that ball is going to go flying up in the air. There's a high likelihood for that sort of thing. And you never want to throw interceptions in the flat on the outside because there's nobody between the defender and the end zone. I mean, you don't want to throw interceptions ever. But if you were going to do it, not there.
This time, Bazelak gets it out to Elijah Boyd. Good effort to get back to the original line of scrimmage and attack after the tackle by Osmond.
Osmond's had a busy day. Boyd is one of the blocking tight ends, so Bowling Green trying to catch the Rams off guard. And here we go with the punt unit.
First of the day for Bowling Green. First time we're seeing John Henderson in the first 4th down for the Falcons.
Had to find him. Dan was getting a little comfortable on the bench, like, I don't think you guys are going to need me today. Right. And here he is. Should be Cole Thornton deep to receive for the Rams. But beautiful kick.
And Thornton will have the fair catch. Bring out C.J. Montez once again. Fordham Rams down big, trying to get back into this one here in ESPN.
Never seen it like this before. Whoa, make you wanna get that, get that. Got him coming back for more, let's go. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow.
Enjoy up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
What's wrong?
My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying?
No.
Are you crying because of that other card?
No.
There's no crying in baseball. Or with the Capital One Venture Card, because it lets you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every day. And you can use those miles on any travel purchase. And you know why? There's no crying with the Venture Card. What's in your wallet? Let's play ball!
Success happens when you have what you need, where you need it, when it matters. Going beyond distribution, FW Webb's array of specialty divisions, plus custom fabrication, support commercial and industrial projects across the Northeast. Selection, expertise, solutions. We've got it.
Okay, everybody got their Dos Equis playbooks? Good. There's only one play. Go for Dos. That means when we get a chance to go big, we take it. Let's roll some tape. 2 seats in an okay position, but the front row would be a huge score. The usher is playing lockdown D. Watch how they execute. With the Dos Equis vendor as lead blocker. Sneak, scramble, take it to the house. Flawless. That's how you... Go for Dos! Go for Dos!
Scott Leffler punting on the last possession for Bowling Green. He told us this week, he's like, we don't punt very often. And that was evident because he was ready to call a timeout here, I think. Just look at him, say, I'm ready to go. No, okay, well, I guess the punt's away.
Well, that's the tough part of being a head coach. You know, I don't think people outside the sport realize how fast you have to make decisions and the impact of those decisions and what the options are if you decide not to punt.
Luffridge up the gut with a couple yard carries. It's been a tough day so far for Fordham. Only 61 total yards today compared to Bowling Green's 234 in this first half with 5 to play in the second.
Yeah, Ali Saad with another tackle up front. You know, we haven't talked a lot about the linebackers or defensive backs for Bowling Green because the front 4 are making all the plays. This is an extremely talented defensive front, and Montez off again.
He does get it out to Garrett Cody. This will bring up 3rd and short.
And Joey, you know, the margin is, if that ball is on time and on target, you know, you're talking about Cody getting it in space and going upfield. Take a look at the brain trust calling the plays. But that, Cody had to work his way back to the ball, and when he caught it, you know, he didn't have an opportunity to make a play after the catch.
Luffridge brought down in the backfield. Joe Sipp Jr. once again with Devontae Miles adding to the assist there.
Watch Sipp. Now, I just said we haven't called the linebacker's name, and here comes Joseph Sipp kind of up and shooting the gap and filling the hole. Watch number 3. He's right to the left of your screen. And see, he's down on the legs, and as you said, Miles is up top. The two of them combine to stop Fordham short of the line, and they're going for it on 4th.
Rams going to try to punch this one forward. with Luffridge. Does he get the line to gain? They mark him ahead of the sticks. First down for Fordham.
I love the play call by Coach Conlon. I mean, it's a for sure running, and then they just put it behind the big fellas. Cody Johnson, you got a good double team inside with Johnson and Joyce. Ryan Joyce, the right guard. And Luffridge works his way behind the big fellas for the yards to keep this drive going. They're going to take a shot.
Montez looking for Gonzalez along the sideline. Broken up. Edward Rambo.
This is about as good as you can get on coverage and technique. It looked like mutual hand-to-hand combat going up the sidelines. I don't think there was enough for a pass, but watch, he uses the inside. He gets his head back and the right hand to knock the football away. Beautiful job covering Ricky Gonzalez.
Really nicely done by Rambo. Luffridge has some space on the outside. He's working along the sideline. Julius Luffridge getting Fordham deep into Bowling Green territory. That's a juice play for the Rams.
This is the first time they've been able to get the football to the outside. Luffridge primarily has been running between the tackles, and take a look at this here. He bounces it. He still cuts inside the big tackle, but watch we cut it short, but Mekhi Felton, number 1, the receiver.
Luffridge is going to get the carry back-to-back. That was 42 yards on that one. He gets another 5 on this play.
Yeah, really good blocking, and that last run by Mekhi Felton, being able to spring Luffridge. Here you go. Look at the job of Luffridge. Boom. Getting right up the middle, and I like what they're doing. They're mixing it up. They hit him to the outside. They come back up through the middle and look for them to go to the air here on second and probably a modest 5.
A give to Ricky Parks. And Joseph Jr., another tackle. And that short gain.
This
we have reached the 2-minute timeout of the first half. Fordham trying to get on the board when we come back.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claim service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff while I'm here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't want to play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Game time! Wing time!
That was fast.
I even refilled your Coke.
Some wings you just can't wait to tailgate with.
Excuse me. You left your head.
We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Never seen it like this before. Whoa, make you wanna get that, get that. Got him coming back for more. Let's go. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow.
Enjoy up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
Our biggest challenge? Uncertainty. Hidden fees, surcharges, who knows what to expect.
Turn shipping to your advantage.
Keep it simple with clear upfront pricing.
With USPS Ground Advantage.
With new physics, every hit hits different.
A new season upon us, and that means some new rules. But these are some pretty significant ones. We just had the 2-minute timeout. There's also, you'll see a green dot on every quarterback and signal caller that will time out with 15 seconds left on the clock. So each play will be sent in via helmet communication and an earpiece. It's been some new wrinkles here this year in college football. Spat out to Garrett Cody, and he's brought down by A.V. McGarry.
This is an extremely important drive for the Fordham Rams offense. We've got a whistle but no flags.
Let's see what Rich Edwards has for us.
Game clock operator, please put 150 on the game clock. The clock should have stopped for the first down.
So 150 put back on the clock. The other piece of notable rule change is tablet use as well.
The clock will start on the ready for play.
On social this week, Chuck Martin had a lot to say. He's like, what do I need a tablet for? I just coach football.
Sounds like Chuck.
Flag on the play here, and this is likely against Fordham. They're asking Jim Conlon if he was trying to take a timeout, perhaps.
I don't know what.
They've got all three.
Yeah. This is interesting. Usually you don't go to the non-offending team's coach when a flag is thrown.
Right.
So
he is going to take a timeout.
Snap infraction. Offense. Number 78. 5-yard penalty. First
so there's
down.
The penalty, which with the snap infraction.
Fordham has elected to use a timeout to avoid a 10-second subtraction. This is their first of the half. It will be 30 seconds.
Ryan, you look at a drive like this. Fordham could punch this in. They do get the ball back in the second half because they deferred the coin toss. This could be a momentum build going into halftime. And you come out with the ball again, you might be able to make this a game.
Well, I know there's recency bias in my upcoming comment, but I say this is the most important drive offensively or defensively of the half for Fordham for all the reasons you just laid out. There's one more thing, an added bonus, and that is momentum. I'm a big momentum guy in football. They score. You don't give Bowling Green very much time. You stop them, and then you go in the locker room, and you've got momentum, and you've got a different attitude for Coach Conlon to be talking to his troops because of what you said. You lay out that format. Hey, we're going to go down there. We're going to do the Bill Belichick. We're going to score, and then we're going to score at the second half. And now it's a 13-point ball game, and they're right back in it.
From the 17, now for the Rams, 1st and 15. Montez, pressure, he goes down. Ali Saad finished the job. And Prosser was the first to bring down Montez.
The production up front from Bowling Green between Ali Saad, Anthony Hawkins, and Dontrez Brown, they were all big-time stat stuffers and production guys last year. They're all back.
Montez, play action, looking, and he'll be brought down again, this time at the line of scrimmage. I think that's the first time we've seen Montez escape the pocket. He's brought down by Brock Horn.
You're right, and that is according to schedule for Bowling Green's defense.
No doubt.
As mentioned, they said we have to contain him. He's a better runner. And you see when he broke contain, you got Brock Horn sprinting to cut him off and not allow him to hurt them with his legs. And Conlon, I believe.
Fordham.
He is going to take another timeout.
30 seconds.
With 46 seconds to play. And meet with Arda Celta, the offensive coordinator. And Frank Guffrey, the offensive line coach. Julius Luffridge, 108 yards rushing so far today. A very surprising stat because we haven't seen Fordham move the football as you know, traditionally well as we'd be used to. But I think markedly what you point to is, yes, that's the yardage there for Luffridge because Montez really hasn't had that consistent ability to make throws and completions.
Yeah, and frankly, I think the majority of those yards were on the long run and on this drive specifically. Yeah. I mean, they have had, it has been it's been tough sledding, uphill for Fordham to get anything going offensively, and I don't see C.J. Montez still. He doesn't look comfortable. He doesn't look like he's found the rhythm that's so critical for quarterbacks to produce.
See if he can read the wrong here. Screen to Leftridge. Leftridge on the outside. Up and under. Off the tackle from Oladokin. So bring up 4th down. Leftridge didn't really follow the pack in front of him there. Still gets a good gain, but the clock winds.
Yeah, it's a big chunk play, but take a look. Everybody's going left, and he goes right. Now, you can make some guys miss going across the field. Oladokin brings him down. It's 4th and goal from the 8, and, you know, I think you got to go here.
Winding the clock down, though. So decision time for Joe Conlon and Arteselta.
You know, what makes the red zone so difficult?
Fordham. Their 3rd and final timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
What makes the red zone so difficult, whether you're going into it like Fordham is right now, or you're coming out of your own end zone, is that the playbook shrinks significantly. So it's 4th and 8. You say, well, we only need 8 yards, no problem. But again, you only have a 10-yard end zone. You only have 18 yards to work with. The defense knows that. So you have what appears to be more people in a smaller space. Your playbook shrinks, your options shrink, and for Joe Conlon, this is an extremely important decision as to what they do here. And you know what I love doing here, and I love when teams are crossing routes and get somebody caught in the wash and figure out how you can isolate one guy and get him in open space.
And Bowling Green's done that in a lot of their patterns tonight. Maybe Fordham gives Bowling Green a taste of their own medicine. Joe Conlon evidently elects to kick the field goal to come away with points before the end of the half. So it'll be Bennett Henderson on for the 25-yard attempt. Scott Loeffler takes a timeout.
Bowling Green.
Well, you can't take him with
timeout.
you.
I was just going to say that.
This is their 2nd of the half. 30 seconds.
It has been tough sledding for Fordham.
I will say I understand to a certain extent, because that momentum and the attitude inside the locker room, if you put all this work in and you drive the length of the field and you end up with a 0 on the scoreboard after all that work, and also now it's a 24-point game. So that's 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions if you really want to start doing math, and it's not my favorite thing to do. But I feel like that's part of the rationale for Coach Conlon on this decision.
At least come away with points if Henderson can knock it through. The freshman nails his first collegiate field goal attempt, and Fordham comes away with points to close out the first half, Ryan.
Well, you know, hats off to Bowling Green on what was a very clean half. And for Fordham, Fordham's going to go into the locker room. Again, they've got some points. That was by far their best offensive drive of the half. And Coach Conlon's got some things to talk to his crews about and some adjustments to make. But they get the ball coming out for the second half.
Cannons have been firing. Bowling Green has been rolling in the first half. 27-3 at the break. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Okay, trainees, let's work on our fast and friendly claim service.
Eyes on the phone now.
Look alive, Drew.
Your repairs have been scheduled. Nice.
Ha! Yes, you'll get a rental car on site.
Heads up. Oh, I'm gonna turn this down to an 8. My bad.
We can do this all day. Geico claim service is 24/7. Nice catch.
Your claim has been approved. Your claim has been approved.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Game time, wing time.
That was fast.
I even refilled your Coke.
Some wings you just can't wait to tailgate with.
Excuse me. You left your head.
We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Never seen it like this before. Whoa, make you wanna get that, get that. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow.
Enjoy up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
Success happens when you have what you need, where you need it, when it matters. Going beyond distribution, FW Webb's array of specialty divisions, plus custom fabrication, support commercial and industrial projects across the Northeast. Selection, expertise, solutions. We've got it.
Mom, Dad, the new school year is a chance to show off what I'm into. You know how I love dinos? How I talk about dinos all the time? Like at all 3 meals, in the car, through the bathroom door, blah, 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 dinos, dinos, dinos. Well, I've evolved, and it's all about sharks now. So for back to school, let's just focus on sharks and only sharks. And if it's not sharks, it's not for me.
Okay, everybody got their Dos Equis playbooks? Good. There's only one play. Go for Dos. That means when we get a chance to go big, we take it. Let's roll some tape. 2 seats in an okay position, but the front row would be a huge score. The usher is playing lockdown D. Watch how they execute. With the Dos Equis vendor as lead blocker. Sneak, scramble, take it to the house. Flawless. That's how you... Go for Dos! Go for Dos!
Style in sports, it's a 1-2 punch. Originality, that's style.
Today we're going to be helping style some high schoolers.
We're about to get some style in there with some student athletes. We're going to take these kids to the next level.
They work hard.
You know what I mean? Something different.
Some swag.
Get it.
Under Armour we here, man.
Style is all about a representation of yourself.
If you look good, you feel good, you play good, it goes all in one.
When we say it'll be on time, they expect it to be on time.
Turn shipping to your advantage.
Keep those expectations with reliable ground shipping.
Thanks, Brandon.
With USPS Ground Advantage.
2024 marks a new era in college football, where major changes in conference realignment will take place. Lots of big-name programs will have new homes, and we'll see some matchups that we haven't previously seen in the regular season. The new 17-team ACC extends all the way to the Pacific Ocean now, with the addition of Cal and Stanford from the Pac-12, as well as SMU from the American Athletic Conference. The brand new Big 12 will look very different, now with 16 teams. Both Texas and Oklahoma are off to the SEC, while former Pac-12 members Arizona, Arizona State, Colorado, and Utah will join the fold. In addition to Houston, Cincinnati, UCF, and BYU, who all entered the league in 2023. The Big Ten will now have 18 teams from coast to coast, after adding 4 schools from the Pac-12 in USC, UCLA, Washington, and Oregon. And the SEC is also expanding west. The conference is up to 16 members with the addition of rivals Oklahoma and Texas from the Big 12. Man, that is a lot to digest. The good news is this reshuffling will bring us new matchups, new rivalries, and bring bragging rights to fan bases across the country. I don't know about you. I'm a traditionalist. I'm doing the best I can this season to keep an open mind, to understand these changes, and still enjoy every college football Saturday all season long.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami?
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Game time! Wing time!
That was fast.
I even refilled your Coke.
Some wings you just can't wait to tailgate with.
Excuse me. You left your head.
We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
bring the wow. Yeah. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow.
Enjoy up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
Success happens when you have what you need, where you need it, when it matters. Going beyond distribution, FW Webb's array of specialty divisions, plus custom fabrication, support commercial and industrial projects across the Northeast. Selection, expertise, solutions. We've got it.
Okay, everybody got their Dos Equis playbooks? Good. There's only one play. Go for Dos. That means when we get a chance to go big, we take it. Let's roll some tape. 2 seats in an okay position, but the front row would be a huge score. The usher is playing lockdown D. Watch how they execute. With the Dos Equis vendor as lead blocker. Sneak, scramble, take it to the house. Flawless. That's how you... Go for Dos! Go for Dos!
Higher shipping rates may be the cost of doing business, but at what cost?
Turn shipping to your advantage with low-cost ground shipping from the United States Postal Service.
With physics-based tackling, every hit hits different.
Mom, Dad, the new school year is a chance to show off what I'm into. You know how I love dinos, how I talk about dinos all the time? Like at all 3 meals, in the car, through the bathroom door, blah, 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 dinos, dinos, dinos. Well, I've evolved, and it's all about sharks now. So for back to school, let's just focus on sharks and only sharks. And if it's not sharks, it's not for me.
The 12-team college football playoff is here. So let's dig into how the teams can punch their playoff tickets. The 12-team college football playoff will feature the 5 highest-ranked conference champions, plus the next 7 highest-ranked teams as determined by the CFP selection committee. The 4 highest-ranked conference champions will be seeded 1 through 4 and receive first-round byes, with the 5th highest-ranked conference champion being seeded where it was ranked or at number 12 if its final ranking lands outside of the top 12. So that's who gets in, which brings us to where and when the games will be played. The 8 teams seeded 5 through 12 will play in the first round starting on December 20th, with the teams seeded 5 through 8 hosting a home game. Meaning the pageantry of on-campus college football is coming to the playoff for the first time. Man, that is going to be incredible. From there, the playoff will play out as dictated by the bracket with no reseeding between rounds. The quarterfinals and semifinals will be played at traditional New Year's Six bowl game locations, followed by the national championship game in Atlanta, where our first 12-team college football playoff national champion will be crowned on January 20th, only on ESPN.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claim service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff while I'm here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
BK's new fiery menu, 5 items, 5 levels, so you can do you. Level 1's like, level 5's a bit, woo. It's fiery at BK. Have it your way.
Never seen it like this before. Whoa, make you wanna get that, get that. Got 'em coming back for more, let's go. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow. Yeah. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow.
Enjoy up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. This isn't a hobby, it's a lifestyle. You find diamonds in the rust to put your own stamp on stock parts, turning metal into murals and detailing every detail. Because it's the things you make that show what you're made of. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
Mom, Dad, the new school year is a chance to show off what I'm into. You know how I love dinos, how I talk about dinos all the time? Like I alter meals in the car, through the bathroom door, blah, 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 dinos, dinos, dinos. Well, I've evolved, and it's all about sharks now. So for back to school, let's just focus on sharks and only sharks, and if it's not sharks, it's not for me.
Success happens when you have what you need, where you need it, when it matters. Going beyond distribution, FW Webb's array of specialty divisions, plus custom fabrication, support commercial and industrial projects across the Northeast. Selection, expertise, solutions. We've got it.
When we say it'll be on time, they expect it to be on time.
Turn shipping to your advantage.
Keep those expectations with reliable ground shipping.
Thanks, Brandon.
With USPS Ground Advantage.
With physics-based tackling, every hit hits different.
Welcome back to halftime of Fordham and Bowling Green. Let's take a look at some of the MACtion through week one. MAC games on Saturday, including Kent State at Pitt, Akron, Ohio State. Look out for the plucky underdogs of Miami, Ohio, headed to Northwestern on the banks of Lake Michigan. Ryan will have the call for Western Illinois against Northern Illinois. All good games to get your appetite for week one satisfied. Next week gets even better. For Bowling Green, they head to Penn State. No college football team has won as many games as double-digit underdogs as Bowling Green, but 5 victories. Watch out for the Falcons there. Northern Illinois heads to Notre Dame. Missouri State and Ball State, Eastern Michigan, and Washington. All good games on that slate, but we got more for you. It doesn't end with MACtion. The marquee one that you'll want to watch, South Alabama and Ohio. That's going to be a fun one, Sun Belt and MAC. A ton of fun and a host of games all around the MAC conference. There might be some upsets around. UMass and Toledo also included in there. The Patriot League also rolls on. Fordham in a conference of some seriously competitive football. New Hampshire and Holy Cross is one that markedly stands out, as well as Villanova and Colgate. Both teams have made the FCS playoffs in the last 2 years. Halftime rolls on here at Bowling Green. We'll be back after the break.
All right, Tina, 6 is hard to beat.
Not for us.
Okay, not soccer, but
football.
Yes. We honeymooned here.
Mallorca.
Yes. Pass.
Oh, we don't pass, Tina. Come on.
They help give you more.
A tax professional.
And they have a 97% satisfaction rating.
Salami.
You could have done it in a British accent.
That's helpful, Randy.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Game time! Wing time!
That was fast.
I even refilled your Coke.
Some wings you just can't wait to tailgate with.
Excuse me. You left your head.
We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Never seen it like this before. Whoa, make let's go. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow. Yeah. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow.
Enjoy up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. It's your job to stock the city. Restaurants and rooftops, bars and basements. Every corner store. And when it gets tough, you stay driven. Give it all you got, going nonstop for 20 stops. Because at the end of the day, every single round is on you. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
Stacy, FW Web.
Stacy, Alan Ryan.
I need a gate valve now.
I see a 12-inch gate valve in Albany. How fast can I get it?
I have a truck heading there now. We'll get it to the plant by 3.
When you spend more than 150 years building the biggest small business in the Northeast, relationships mean everything. People don't do business with companies, they do business with people. At FW Web, we've learned that actions always speak louder than words.
Higher shipping rates may be the cost of doing business, but at what cost?
Turn shipping to your advantage with low-cost ground shipping from the United States Postal Service.
With physics-based tackling, every hit hits different.
Mom, Dad, the new school year is a chance to show off what I'm into. You know how I love dinos, how I talk about dinos all the time? Like at all 3 meals, in the car, through the bathroom door, blah, 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 dinos, dinos, dinos. Well, I've evolved, and it's all about sharks now. So for back to school, let's just focus on sharks and only sharks. And if it's not sharks, it's not for me.
Second half of action on the way here at Bowling Green from Doyt Out Perry Stadium in Bowling Green, Ohio. Alongside Ryan Cavanaugh, Joey Lindstrom. Let's take a look at how that first half went. There's some explosion out the gate for Bowling Green on the back of 234 yards. Their defense also stepped up. Fordham really didn't have a sustained drive, Ryan, until the very last drive in that second quarter.
And I give a lot of that credit to the defensive line. Anthony Hawkins, 2 sacks. Ali Saad with 0.5 rather. I mean, when your defensive line is creating 2.5 sacks per quarter, that takes so much pressure off the rest of the defense and allows them and your linebackers to stay clean and fly around and make plays. And that's what we've seen throughout the first half of football from the Falcon defense.
Jackson Cleather ready to go. Put toe to leather. Connor Bazelak will sit on the sideline for this opening drive of the second half, with Fordham receiving the ball after deferring in the first. So glad you're with us tonight here on ESPN. Mason Hatfield lets this one fly over his head. Bowling Green, known for a ton of things around these parts. One of them, their second largest band in the FCS, 440 members. And Ryan, I have to ask the question, what's harder, organizing a football roster of 100+ guys or organizing the band to do such organized, beautiful things at halftime shows?
Well, I have zero experience organizing either of those two options, but I would say the band, and I'm also basing it on how well they performed. It was an outstanding halftime show. There was guest appearances by Batman, and I think I saw the Joker and maybe even the Riddler out there.
Wow. DC people. Leffridge on the carry. Joe Sipp Jr. continues his tackling ways here in the second half.
That's a tackle for loss. Joseph Sipp is playing so fast out there, doing a really nice job of identifying, reading, and reacting. His diagnosis skills and his speed really have set him apart and allowed him to make some big-time plays.
Montez drills this one into the dirt. That play broken from the start on the screen.
Well, I think Brown may have gotten a big paw on it, but that was a screen to Luffridge. And for me, Montez, it continues. He just doesn't look comfortable. And on a play like that, I like it because the defensive front is so aggressive. But you have to wait and allow that play to develop, which means your running back gets behind those defensive linemen.
Montez, pressure, just flips this to Luffridge. Luffridge is on the run. He's got a lane up the middle with a few defenders to beat. He gets down inside the 30. Big play from the Rams.
I say that about Montez. He's getting pressured. He keeps his eyes downfield. Shovel pass to his running back. And a little explosion. Luffridge says, hey, listen, all the fast guys aren't on the other sideline. Let me show you how I do it. And almost gets a hurdle and continues this run down the field. Luffridge has been the shining star for the Rams on offense.
44 yards on that completion. On the flip, Montez looking for it all on the outside. It's caught. Cole Thornton scores for the Rams. That's a way to answer after halftime.
You're looking at Joe Conley, and I wish I was inside that locker room to hear what he said to his troops, because they have come out with a fire underneath them. Big time play. CJ Montez connects with Thornton, and he knew he was going right away. Little shoulder fake and throws it out. Thornton gets there. Beautiful job. Pass and catch. Montez to Thornton, and they're going to go for one. And I'm officially putting my calculator away. I'm not sure how to do the math at this point. I thought they might go for two.
You didn't have your abacus in the bag? We know that Fordham needed to answer when they came back from the halftime break. They did just that. Rams on the board.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claim service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff while I'm here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't want to play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
Game time, wing time.
That was fast.
I even refilled your Coke.
Some wings you just can't wait to tailgate with.
Excuse me. You left your head.
We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Never seen it like this before. Whoa, make you wanna get that, get that. Got him coming back for more. Let's go. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow.
Enjoy up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
Success happens when you have what you need, where you need it, when it matters. Going beyond distribution, FW Webb's array of specialty divisions, plus custom fabrication, support commercial and industrial projects across the Northeast. Selection, expertise, solutions. We've got it.
Fordham, fresh off a scoring drive since 2012. They've been one of the best in the New York City area. Take a look at this, Ryan. More wins than the New York Giants That's what you like to see out of the boys from the Bronx. And the Jets, by the way.
Well, Giants a little more impressive than the Jets. But no,
number
Fordham,
6
they've been
on
playing.
Bowling Green
That's
is
just
now
since
wearing number 48.
Also.
Number 6 is
Storied
now
history of
wearing
this
number
program.
48.
And we talked about it. What do they need to do? It's the Bill Belichick move. You score before halftime. You score coming out of the half. And now it's the defense's turn. Coach Conlon, I'm sure, and their defensive coordinator, Alan Gant, would love to get a 3-and-out, get the ball back to their offense.
Henderson deep to Peggy's. We know what he's capable of, because Peggy's have another one in him. And I'll be brought down at the 25. Nice tackle from Trey Bradford. And Basilick will return at the helm for the second half. 11-13 for 125 yards. And a rushing touchdown in that first half. So efficiency and delivering the football. Those 2 incompletions that come to mind, by the way, both swing routes where he just led his receiver too far upfield. As Rock Smith gets taken down on the jet sweep by Claudie Robinson.
One way to stop speed is don't let him get started with that speed. I love how Basilick is spreading the football around. 5 different receivers catching the football. The pride of Archbishop Alter from Dayton, Ohio, trying to keep everybody in the offense happy by getting the football to him.
Basilick, a play action. Tillman can't haul it in. It's almost intercepted. Nearly a scary moment because, just like you said, Alan Gant wants some momentum. That would have sparked his team if their defense was able to force a turnover.
Tillman, the transfer from Grand Valley State, Division II, out of Michigan. And I'll tell you, Tillman and the rest of the Falcons are lucky that ball wasn't intercepted. It was up in the air.
Bowling Green, 4 or 5 on 3rd down, and they have a tough challenge ahead here. 3rd and 12 for Basilick. Rams bring pressure, and he delivers on the outside to Finn Hogan, but he's well short of the line to gain. 4th down. Punting unit comes on for BG.
Great job in coverage.
Alex Kemper on the tackle.
Kemper just trailed him. You know, they brought Harold Fannin Jr. to the right. And here's some of those New Yorkers you're talking about on the road trying to implore the Rams out on the field to keep up this intensity. There's the 3-and-out Coach Conlon wanted. And he's looking for a spare helmet, man. Coach Conlon wants to get out there.
We talked with Coach Conlon on the field. We talked to him all week. He's just a football player. He looks like he could strap up today. As Thornton gets the fair catch. Fordham is 3-4 all-time against teams from the MAC. They defeated Buffalo a year ago after being down 21-3 early in that one. Came back to win 40-37. And it looks so far, if you get the score on this particular drive, Ryan, you might think that there might be some inklings of some flashbacks from a year ago.
Coach Conlon was on the sidelines 2 years ago at Ohio. They were leading the Bobcats deep into the 4th quarter. Bobcats came back and won by 2, I believe. So this is not a team unfamiliar with playing and having success against teams in the MAC.
Montez outside to Garrett Cody. Decent chunk on the hitch route. Anytime you can get those free release hitches to go as Rambo gets the tackle.
Do I like it? Get it to the outside. Now it's one-on-one. If he's able to break a tackle from Rambo, he's got a lot of green space and a chunk play. And yet they're ahead of the chains. Ooh, they were ahead of the chains. And then
Ricky Parks gets wrapped up by Devontae Miles, excuse me.
Yeah, C.J. Brown in there as well. C.J. Brown brings that level of versatility. He can play nickel. He can come up and play on the line of scrimmage.
He's a run fitter, as described by Coach Mo, Steve Morrison. Sammy Lawinson also loves the way that C.J. Brown attacks the football in open space. You have co-defensive coordinators that both love your job. It's an easy fit. 3rd and 4 for the Rams. Montez got some pressure. Escapes the pocket. Montez on the loose. First down, Fordham. You'll take that all day if you're
Number
the Rams.
76 needs to leave the play for one game due to his helmet coming off. First down.
When the situation goes awry in the pocket, he can make the defense pay still.
Absolutely. That was a beautiful job by Montez, and nice awareness to tuck the football. He slips out of the tackle from Sims. There you go. There's Coach Mo, Steve Morrison, played 3 years in the NFL for the Indianapolis Colts. Knows Loeffler back from the days when they were both at Michigan.
Ricky Parks, another sizable chunk on the rush, and Fordham seems to be in rhythm right now.
We take a look at Morrison. We had a chance to talk with him this week about what he was concerned about with this Rams defense. It was the tempo, and it was, we want to tackle. We want to bring these guys to the ground. You couple that with Loeffler saying, make them earn everything they get. It's been a good recipe through a little over 2 quarters, but right now the Rams and that tough offensive line are helping drive this football down the field again. They've got things running.
There's a little more thrust out of this offensive line in the second half, don't you think?
Yeah, what's happening is they're winning on first down. That's 2 straight possessions where it's 2nd and short. The playbook's wide open. We're looking at Owen Doyt. He's the right tackle, and right now, David Mbomenya had to come out 2 plays ago because his helmet came off, and you got Colin Van Roy, left tackle from Strongsville, Ohio. We got a couple guys from Fordham with Ohio connections playing here with what I assume is family and friends making the short drive.
Fresh set of downs for Fordham. The give to Luffridge. And the pile trying to move forward and backward on the tug of war. A couple yards gain there for Luffridge. Already over 100 on the day. And 6 100-yard games a year ago, 1 200-yard game in 2023. He was going to be, he's really the heir apparent for this running back group. He's that quintessential leader that they need. With Montez, he's really Montez's best friend. Montez off play action, scrambling away smartly, sliding down, shy of the line to gain.
Yeah, they're going to mark him back further than where we looked because when you hit the ground, when your butt hits, that's where the ball is being marked, not where the slide finishes. So we're looking at 3rd and 4. And you have to start thinking it's 4 down territory. They're in a bit of no man's land here. Coach feels comfortable with a 45 and in field goal. Right now it's considerably longer than that.
Rams 3 and 9 on 3rd down today. The give to Luffridge. He's wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. Anthony Hawkins, the first guy to bring him down, and the rest of the Falcons play cleanup.
Well, that play tells me it's 4 down territory. And look at Hawkins, keeps his shoulder pads even with the line of scrimmage, stays home, and he doesn't allow Luffridge to fake him out or move because he's in perfect position. That's as good as you could play that from the nose tackle position.
Right, it's tough because you'd love to have, if he's shading that center either side, the center has some inkling to know where he's going to go. He doesn't, even if he does that, you don't know where he's going. He's quick with his hands and his feet.
Yeah, it's a quick first step. That's a good punt and good coverage for the Rams.
Niall Perkins knocking it down inside the 10. Bowling Green offense trying to respond on the way back. Welcome back to Doyt Perry Stadium. Ryan Cavanaugh, Joey Lindstrom with you. 27-10 the score for Bowling Green ahead of Fordham. Looked good on offense so far, but BG came up with a big third down stop there, and they get back on offense here, Ryan.
And again, the defense for Bowling Green started with that defensive line on that third down stop. That's what you have when you have a veteran group. When you need a play, they step up and give it to you. Speaking of stepping up, we've got Lucian Anderson, the speedster, sidecar. Is that Lucian?
Is he sidecar? I think that's
I'm sorry.
Stewart.
Nope, that's Terrion Stewart. I'm sorry.
You're just excited because you want to see Lucian run.
I want to see him run.
Well, we'll get to see Terrion Stewart again. The real Bowling working the outside. And he's brought down shy of the 30. Good carry from Terrion Stewart.
Does he have the green dot? Is he listening to me? Look at they pull the left guard. Look at Padgett getting out in front. Great work by the center, Alex Padgett. You can pull your center and get him out in space in front of your running back. That is a luxury for an offense.
Yeah, Padgett was one of the names we heard a ton in our chats with the coaches all week. Junior from Avon Lake, Ohio. I know that's your neck of the woods.
The Shoreman. Good play again, Matt Jaworski. Also in on that tackle was Claudie Robinson. Matt Jaworski, number 34, is a real standout. We haven't talked enough about it. They're 1A and 1B on defense is that man, Matt Jaworski, and James Conway. Conway, the linebacker, unable to go today. I had a chance to talk to Jaworski's family at the hotel before, Aunt Jill and the rest of them, and they were driving in from Buffalo. They're all pumped up to see Jaws play.
The outside, Malcolm Johnson Jr. makes a move, gets a first down and a little more.
It'll be interesting to see if Terrion Stewart comes back in, and he's not. It looks like Piggies is coming in, but I like this. Get it to Malcolm Johnson Jr., and you can see why Bowling Green's so high on the Auburn transfer, because he's one of those dudes that at any second he could take it.
1st and 10, new set of downs here for BG. Justin Peggy's on the outside. Quick mid-screen gets 5, flag down on the play.
I bring up Pegas coming in, and we'll wait for Rich's call here.
Holding, offense, number 52. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Nick Reimer, the guilty party on the holding penalty.
I mentioned the running back situation because on first down, when they got the big play by Terrion Stewart to dig him out of a hole, he got up a little gimpy, and he jogged to the sidelines. You know, anytime a running back hits himself, in the head, says, I need a break. And that wasn't from exhaustion. It was the first play. And we haven't seen him back in the game yet, but it's something to keep an eye on.
Bazelak gonna keep it himself. There goes Connor Bazelak. Harold Fannin Jr. had a little something to say on his block to lead the way.
Well, we know how good Harold Fannin Jr. is receiving the ball, and that man, Scott Leffler, said he's the best pass blocking tight end we have. Look, he slips out as a decoy and then turns into a blocker. Excellent job, and that extends the play, gives Bazelak more room to run. You gotta love when you have a tight end that could so quickly switch from one thing to the other.
Niall Perkins is down. We'll take an injury timeout.
The worst part about being a caveman is the upkeep. I'm a hairy guy, but my razor has to be available 24/7.
Available 24/7. Sounds like Geico's fast and friendly claim service.
Oh, I see. Okay, funny man, why don't you come up here and tell some jokes?
Yeah.
What do you call a gecko who helps with insurance? My hero.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
This is amateur hour.
Game time, wing time.
That was fast.
I even refilled your Coke.
Some wings you just can't wait to tailgate with.
Excuse me. You left your head.
We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Never seen it like this before. Whoa, make you wanna get that, get that. Got him coming back for more. Let's go. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the
up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
On Season 7 of Fansville by Dr. Pepper, the new era of college football has arrived.
What's it mean, Sheriff? A 12-team playoff. It's here.
And it's getting stranger than ever.
Someone's stealing our signs!
Dad, is it true that I was born a Tech fan?
No!
The landscape is shifting.
I hate my new conference.
The cast is growing.
I'm a new character.
And the game is changing.
They didn't put Dr. Pepper in this game? So unrealistic. We waited 11 years for nothing.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Hiring is a lonely business. Express links you with qualified candidates who are ready to work right now. One connection, the workforce you need. Express Employment Professionals.
Our biggest challenge? Uncertainty. Hidden fees, surcharges, who knows what to expect.
Turn shipping to your advantage.
Keep it simple with clear upfront pricing.
With USPS Ground Advantage.
With new physics, every hit hits different.
Payshawn Wimberly, one of the captains of this Bowling Green team, no longer able to play football. Tore his ACL in spring practice earlier this season. A former walk-on to Bowling Green, Ohio. He has now become the heart and soul of this team. Elected a captain, although he's not even seeing the field, Ryan. He makes a huge impact for these guys, even though he's not suiting up every game.
There's Terrion back in the game.
Solid carry for Terrion on the first down.
Going back to Payshawn and the respect they have, Coach Scott Leffler this week talked about it. He said they call it the Payshawn way because the way he conducts himself, he's a leader on and off the field, and he brings a business-like attention to detail at everything he does, and that rubs off on guys.
Bazelak the fake. He's got pressure. Jaworski chasing him down. Not the person you want to be in your living room there if you're Connor Bazelak. Payshawn Wimberly, by the way, 2022 Special Teams Player of the Year in the MAC. He was the punt blocking machine. Big reason why, and he was a big contributor to why Bowling Green's been #2 in blocked punts in the country over the last 2 seasons.
They get after the punter. Here's some speed. This
Rock
is Rock
Smith on the outside of the jet sweep, but he's taken down quickly by Osmond. Andrew Osmond has been active today at safety as a run stopper, but a flag down.
They're going to get an offensive face mask, I think.
Personal foul, face mask, offense, number 10, 15-yard penalty, second down.
Unusual to see face mask on the offense. Bowling Green guilty party there to push it back. You know, one other thing that I thought was really interesting from Bowling Green to have Payshawn Wimberly in the Week 1 press conference this week talk about the impact that he's able to have with his teammates. I mean, look at him. He's just going around.
Who's doing this? Like, who's doing this mid-game, walking through, dabbing up the players, keeping the energy high? I mean, he is as involved as anybody on that sidelines, and he doesn't have pads on. And that's the sort of leadership. Those are the sort of actions that earn a captain position.
I think he may have been getting all those guys off the bench, Ryan. You're up 27-10. Your captain's not letting you sit down.
No, get up. What are you doing?
But little things like that have a huge impact on the longevity and the effort that your team shows on your way to a MAC title. And all those guys can respect that.
What all these guys did is respond to it. You know, when Payshawn comes over and says, get up, the team needs you, they all stand up. And that's the sort of leadership you want from your players, whether they're able to play or not due to injury.
Bazelak rolls out of the pocket, got pressure and just lofts this one out of play. It was Sam Burkle that was chasing him down.
The Fordham defense does their job. I think the official was looking to throw a flag on left tackle holding here. Take a look. Jaworski causing all, thought he was reaching and he let the play go, but Nick Reimer was having trouble keeping Matt Jaworski off of Bazelak.
It's Colby Spencer on the pressure, by the way. Oh, fake. Off goes Henderson on the outside for a first down for Bowling Green. Well, we said Scott Leffler doesn't like to punt.
No, he doesn't. Payshawn Wimberly, that's his unit, the special teams. And you gotta love that when your punter converts on a 4th and 25 from your own side of the field. How about the Jets? Go get it, John Henderson.
And junior from Acton, California.
Big time hit. You know, you probably want to get down before Niles Perkins shows up.
Bazelak over the middle, incomplete, looking for Peggy's. And if he caught that, that would have been 6.
Bazelak has been outstanding. His accuracy's on point. In this half, his receivers have dropped a couple plays that would have resulted in some significant yards. That one, I think they just took 6 points off the board. Piggy's in the open field is as dangerous as they come in the MAC.
Zarek in there at tight end. Terrion Stewart says thank you for the extra block, and he gets 4 yards.
You mentioned Levi Gazera, number 10. He's one of their captains as well. He's leaving the field now, but two-sport athlete. Plays baseball at Bowling Green as well.
Missed last season, but from what we're told, he's ready to come out slinging that thing. Right-handed pitcher.
Yeah, there's Levi. Really talented, primarily a blocking tight end on this team, but you know, to be a pitcher at the Division I level as well tells you the type of athleticism he has.
Shovel pass for Harold Fannin Jr. up the middle. Another first down, 1st and goal for the Falcons.
Beautiful play call. They keep running the jet sweep and giving it and giving it. They fake it that time. Tight end screen right over the middle to the stud Harold Fannin. He comes left to right from the formation. Nice catch. And here you go.
You love the creativity from co-offensive coordinators Greg Nosel and Max Warner. Really seems like they're opening up the taps today. Going deep in the playbook. Peggy's in motion. Terrion Stewart walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Bowling Green. His 2nd of the day. Bully ball from number 4.
Oh, and he gets style points in the end zone with the backflip.
They're gonna penalize him for that, I think.
Well, I think that's because they're not going to give it a perfect 10. They took a couple points off, and he's going to get a flag. A little bit too much energy from Terrion Stewart.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 4. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. That is number 4's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
And there's Coach Leffler. It's kind of an up and down kind of play. You're really excited that your team got in the end zone. You're not so excited that they were so excited to get into the end zone. But a great response from Bowling Green. That was 94-yard drive, 13 plays, took 5.5. And look at the footwork again. He lets his feet guide himself and where he goes, sets him up to the left, gets behind the lineman, and then finishes with this. All right, that's pretty solid.
You were doing those for your warm-up today, right?
Yeah, I didn't have the pads on those, so it wasn't as impressive as Stewart. But
you're right.
Yeah, but I think I hit maybe 4 or 5 of those. That's just the way I prepare for a game, Joey.
He's got some springs to him. You think about that fake punt on 4th and 25, the gall to go for that at that point, because I think if you're inside the mind of Scott Loeffler, that if Fordham gets this ball back, they start to feel like they have momentum. You just took that away with that fake punt.
Absolutely. The fake punt in that position is something I'd expect from a road dog in Fordham, but not Bowling Green, the FBS school, on their home turf. And Scott Loeffler never been shy about going deep, as you said, going deep into the playbook and deep into the game plan to pull out the unexpected, like a fake punt on 4th and 25. And now he's enjoying himself.
So after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Terrion Stewart, Zach Long will kick off from the 20. So this will be a return incoming for Mason Hatfield.
That's the shortest kick of the day. Hatfield's going to get a chance.
From the 10, Hatfield working towards the middle. What a sure tackle there. Nicely done by Jalen Dawson, the freshman. Excuse me, that was Patrick Day.
Yeah, Patrick Day, who has started numerous games at defensive back. From Hilliard Bradley. Now he's playing behind C.J. Brown, but still finding a way to make an impact on special teams. It's one of the things about this defense is they have incredible depth.
Montez, the fake from Luffridge, and Montez continuing to use his legs in the second half, gets 3.
Good pressure. Good pressure from Chase Davis. He was on the left of Montez, and he collapsed the pocket. Montez decided to spill, and he just beat C.J. Brown to the sideline. Take a look at number 6 closing in on Montez. Oh, there he was. He had an angle, and he's telling him about it.
The give to Luffridge. Up the gut, nowhere to go. Just a yard gained on that play to bring up 3rd down for Fordham.
Nice tackle by Charles Rosser. And you see the tempo coming back again. Luffridge is getting some tough yardage. Likely a passing down for Montez.
Yeah, Fordham 30% on 3rd down today. You got to go to the air here, right?
Oh, you have to. Unless the pocket breaks down and Montez goes off script. But I think we're going to see a designed passing play, and we are.
Montez, pressure from Prosser. Escapes. Off goes Montez toward the sideline. It's the line to gain a little more. And that will wind down the clock on the 3rd quarter.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
Woke up in the 3rd. Nearly got that ball back before BG pulled something out of the hat. 34-10 at the end of 3. 4th quarter. Must be a good one on the way back.
Coach Gecko.
Coach G. Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects, a 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True! Smells like insurance. Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
Game time, wing time.
That was fast.
I even refilled your Coke.
Some wings you just can't wait to tailgate with.
Excuse me. You left your head.
We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Have that chicken from Popeyes.
Never seen it like this before. Whoa, make you wanna get that, get that. Got him coming back for more. Let's go. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow.
Enjoy up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
Success happens when you have what you need.
where you need it, when it matters. Going beyond distribution, FW Webb's array of specialty divisions, plus custom fabrication, support commercial and industrial projects across the Northeast. Selection, expertise, solutions. We've got it.
On a hyped-up Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
All aboard the hype train! We're going all the way! Woo!
I heard this hype train runs an ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
And the hopes of overly optimistic fans.
Hey guys, check out my new tattoo.
We are so winning it all!
Even the national media agrees.
And they're never wrong about anything.
Oh, wait.
Our quarterback got injured in practice.
Okay, everyone off the hype train.
Well, that didn't last long.
College football, it's a Pepper thing.
Higher shipping rates may be the cost of doing business, but at what cost?
Turn shipping to your advantage with low-cost ground shipping from the United States Postal Service.
With physics-based tackling, every hit hits different.
Back at the Doyt, let's take a look at some MAC games here on this beautiful Thursday in Week 1. Toledo and Central Michigan taking care of business. Buffalo ahead of reigning Patriot League champion Lafayette. We've got another Patriot League team trying to work through against a deficit to a MAC team here with Fordham at Bowling Green as we get ready for our fourth quarter. Ryan Cavanaugh, Joey Lindstrom with you. So glad you've joined us. We had fireworks and cannons shot out early for Bowling Green. Adjusted Peggy's returning the opening kick for a touchdown. It's been all BG. Fordham trying to work through and get some points on the board. And a Cole Thornton hitch route will help on that one with a Rambo tackle.
Edward Rambo from Palo Verde High School, transferred from Northern Arizona, plays with a different level of intensity on the edge. Not a whole lot of time to make him miss when he comes screaming downhill at a wide receiver on a hitch route.
Montez the give to Ricky Parks, and he is upended for a gain of 1. You know, interesting story about Edward Rambo. He reunited with Sammy Lawinson, who recruited him while Coach Lawinson was at Northern Arizona. And he never really got to coach him because Lawinson went and left before that recruiting class got onto campus. So Rambo reunites with his old coach, or, you know, his old recruiting coach, I suppose you could say.
Sure.
And Sammy Lawinson said, dude, you left and you got huge. I don't remember you being this big when I recruited you.
Offense, number 71.
False start.
5-yard penalty.
On Owen Doyt.
Third down.
The right tackle for Fordham.
Yeah, this offensive line for Fordham has done an admirable job, especially in light of the matchup that they have. This is a ferocious defensive front, but these guys are big. There's Cody Johnson in the middle. He's 302. Duke Leonard goes 305. Joyce is 305. And Doyt is 305. So you got a bunch of all 300-pounders across the front.
Third down and long. Montez escaping the pocket. He'll be well shy of that first down marker. Donnie Stevens there to bring him down.
We talked to Coach Leffler as well as the co-defensive coordinators about who the thumper is. Who's the guy who's going to make you regret coming across the middle? And they said Donnie Stevens. I think Leffler said, I like a lot of his hits, not so much against our guys.
You're right. No doubt. Yeah, you don't want that freight train coming through in practice, right? You'd rather see him save it for the game. As Mekhi Felton down in action. One of the captains on this team. You know, we haven't called his number today much. Led the squad in receiving touchdowns, third in reception and receiving yards a year ago for this Fordham team. He'll be a big player later in the season. They graduated MJ Wright, leading receiver from a year ago. But Felton will surely want to get back on the field ASAP.
Now, this is an interesting matchup. We mentioned Steve Morrison, the defense coordinator for Bowling Green. He was a Michigan alum, played in the NFL. And across the sidelines from Fordham, Alan Gant, who also played linebacker at Michigan. So a bit of a reunion here.
I remember watching some plays from Alan Gant when he was in Michigan.
Yeah, his brother just graduated from Toledo, and he's bouncing around the league right now.
Great point. Screen out to Luffridge on 4th down.
That's a big-time play by Luffridge to get there. He had White hanging on his back, and he took a shot from one of the DBs as he twisted for first down yardage. And Luffridge, he needs to come out. Take a look at the shot here at the end.
Because Darius McClendon came up. Ooh, big hit.
Yeah, McClendon, that's 2 tackles on this drive for Darius McClendon.
And with that, Fordham's 2-2 on 4th down.
The play is
so
being
far
reviewed
tonight.
for a potential targeting foul.
And the officials are going to review for potential targeting on Darius McClendon, the Florida Atlantic transfer. It's got to be a defenseless player, and you have to lead with the crown of the helmet. Let's take a look here, Ryan.
Yeah, so I think that is going to be targeting, and the main reason for me, the point is always, where are the eyes when the hit happens? And if your eyes are looking straight at the turf, that means the crown of the helmet is what's making impact. And watch his eyes. See that dip at the end where he goes straight down?
Yeah.
And in fact, well, that's dangerous for Luffridge. It's more dangerous for the tackler when
your neck is parallel. You don't have your mouth guard in.
Yeah, and I'm not sure.
It's a
Yeah,
tough one.
another thing is it hits him in the helmet first. So while it's not the side or the top, but you can see Luffridge, and he immediately brought himself out of the game. But that was a big-time hit from McClendon, who is on the sidelines pretty happy about it. Yeah, and he doesn't have a mouth guard in. That's a great call, Joey. I didn't see that the first time through.
I just, you make a big hit like that. That's the one part you got to protect is the noggin.
Yeah, and actually, a big part of the mouth guard also, it's designed to prevent concussions along with just general dental care. But having the mouth shield in helps prevent concussions, and when you don't have that, there's nothing to absorb the force. And that's you see Luffridge right away grabbing his helmet, and we take a look at the targeting rule. You just called it out. The crown of the helmet, it used to start at the top of the face mask and go back. And the past couple of years, they shrunk the size to a radius around the top of the crown of the helmet. This is the first time our replay officials have been called on.
They've had a
in this
pretty
game.
Lax night.
Yeah, for a while there, we were wondering who's going to get more action, the replay officials or the punter for Bowling Green.
It was in question there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Debatable. Either way, this is 4th down. They still get the first down. So regardless of how this is, more yardage will be tacked on to the end of the play. If this is targeting.
After review, we have a personal foul targeting defense number 0. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down. Number 0 will be disqualified from the remainder of the game.
So there you go. McClendon is out after the confirmed targeting.
And now you see McClendon, the mood has changed a little bit. He was very happy and jovial on the sidelines. And off come the pads.
It's tough when the action is happening, the bullets are flying. You want to be able to have body control, and I think that's a piece early in the season that these guys understand as you go on. Wouldn't you say?
Well, sure, and that's tackling 101 is keep your head up. You have to see what you're hitting.
Yeah.
It's a safety rule.
Parks on the carry. Fordham just trying to cut Bowling Green's lead in half and see what they can do from there.
Parks, the ball carrier. Stop by number 8, Trent Sims.
Coach Leffler is cruising right now, up 24, but there's definitely some things to clean up, which is par for the course in week 1.
You're fresh out of camp. You're learning who's good at what kind of plays are going to work for you. Montez escapes the pocket, just shy of the line to gain. Bring up 3rd down and 1 for the Rams.
And there you see C.J. Brown again. They're having their second conversation. If they weren't friends before the game, C.J. Montez and C.J. Brown are going to be friends after it. Because Brown was honing in again, trying to get him, and Montez took the off-ramp.
And if you could throw a little back.
Oh, yeah. Well, look.
Why not?
And Montez might be the one initiating the conversation this time. Saying, I don't know what you think about me, but I'm smart. And I'm not going to let you take a clean shot on me.
The ruling on the field is the runner is short of the line to gain. 4th down.
This will be 4th down and inches after the carry by Ricky Parks. Clearly, Fordham going to keep their offense on the field. Fourth down and 1. Montez keeping it himself. Got the line to gain and more. Fresh set of downs for Fordham. Fordham keeps the drive alive, Ryan. 10 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Luffridge is back in the backfield. Montez off the RPO, sails it middle of the field. Was looking for KJ Reed on the slant.
Yeah, they did the play action. It's been a run-heavy drive, and they ran two slants rather to the top. That time trying to squeeze it into KJ Reed and perhaps purposefully airmailed it because there was a lot of
bodies,
orange jerseys around KJ Reed.
Matt Buron in there at tight end. Returning from injury from a year ago. Montez looking end zone for Buron, and he drops it. Just 2 receptions a year ago for Matt Buron. And if he got his first of 2024 as a touchdown, would have been a season opener to remember.
Great pass pro by the offensive line, and here's Buron. Just couldn't get there. And Montez, I mean, this is the right read. He's got his tight end, but if he elected to, he had a lot of running room to the left. 3rd and 10. Look at the alignment of the Bowling Green defense. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 defenders in the box. They're showing almost a man coverage over top. Interesting on now. Of all those guys in the box, several of them are going to bail out. That's the challenge for the offensive line. You don't know who it's going to be, and BG's taking a timeout.
Yeah, first down marker is at the 2.
Timeout.
Scott Leffler.
Bowling Green. Their first of the half.
Sammy Lawson,
Media
Steve Morrison
timeout.
taking that timeout. Fordham on the edge of scoring after this.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claim service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff while I'm here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't want to play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
BK's new fiery menu, 5 items, 5 levels, so you can do you. Level 1's like, level 5's a bit, woo. It's fiery at BK. Have it your way.
Never seen it like this before. Whoa, make you wanna get that, get that. Got 'em coming back for more. Let's go. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow.
Enjoy a up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
Success happens when you have what you need, where you need it, when it matters. Going beyond distribution, FW Webb's array of specialty divisions, plus custom fabrication, support commercial and industrial projects across the Northeast. Selection, expertise, solutions. We've got it.
This fantasy football season, avoid the auto draft. When you're on the clock with Cup Noodle Stir Fry. Don't be Dan from Denver. His hours-long smoking process costs him his chance at glory. Cup Noodle Stir Fry. Quick, convenient, mess-free, and always delicious. Every pick is a win.
Bowling Green ahead, but Fordham knocking down the door to cut the lead in half here at Doyt Perry Stadium. 9 3/4 to go in this one here, an opening week one rather, of college football season here on ESPN. So glad you're with us. Montez and company face a 3rd down and 10.
And a defense much dissimilar from what they lined up to prior to the timeout. Let's see if BG brings pressure. Now they go back into it. There's 7 guys in the box on 3rd and 10. With 4 wide receivers, trips to the top of the screen.
Montez just trying to get the play going. Play clock is winding, and that's going to be a timeout for Fordham.
Timeout. Fordham. They're first of the half. 30 seconds.
And there's nothing that frustrates coaches more than coming out of a timeout and having to call another timeout. I mean, I always say timeouts are currency. And with your currency, you want to get something for it. When you call back-to-back timeouts and don't run a play, I'm not sure how you can say you're getting anything out of that other than the 5 yards they would have lost.
Yeah, it's a tough debate for coaches, right? Especially when you're inching closer and closer to another touchdown, perhaps. A big part of this game today, Ryan, has been the special teams of Bowling Green. They pulled it out in all stops in all forms.
Well, it started with this, and what a way to kick off the game, no pun intended. You got Little J taking it to the house right off the rip. That set the tone for tonight. And then here he is again, just making people miss and improving the field position. He almost took another one. And how about the fake punt? Henderson showing off the wheels. And that was a 4th and 25 from inside their own territory. Coach Scott Leffler has to be pleased.
Montez, pressure on 3rd down. Working the outside, he goes down. Joseph Jr. on the tackle.
Number 3, Joseph Sip Jr.
Joseph Sip has been a monster defensively for the Rams. And look at the job he does. He's spying him. See, that's what he's doing. He's just staying in front of Montez. You saw his eyes, never left him. And as soon as he goes, he beats him to the angle, or beats him to the spot with his angle, knowing my only responsibility is not letting C.J. Montez beat us with his feet. And I expect to see it again. Look where he's lined up.
4th and 14, but Fordham has been perfect on 4th down today.
And now you're going to get inside the head of C.J. Montez, knowing that it may not be an option to scramble underneath.
Underneath he goes to Luffridge. Bowling Green stops him. Another tackle by Joseph Jr. Dude's made for the moment. It's a turnover on downs for BG. Bowling Green does the job on defense. Offense to try to close out on the way back.
All right, let's run that again.
Geico has fast fare claims 24/7 right on the Geico app.
To file a claim, just tap.
Just tap right here to upload pictures, customer.
Try getting on a first name basis.
Sure. Vicky.
To track your status, just click. Super easy.
They're connecting with the mannequins.
You're doing great, everyone.
Ooh, you're a pro.
Scroll, tap, scroll, ouch! Oh! I'm cramping.
Yeah, we've all been there.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
I overdid it. Like a showboat, I just overdid it.
Game time! Wing time!
That was fast.
I even refilled your Coke.
Some wings you just can't wait to tailgate with.
Excuse me. You left your head.
We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes. Never seen it like this before. Whoa, make you wanna get that, get that. Got 'em coming back for more. Let's go. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow.
Enjoy up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
Success happens when you have what you need, where you need it, when it matters. On jobs large and small, across 16 disciplines, throughout the Northeast, FW Web delivers. Selection, expertise, solutions. We've got it.
This fantasy football season, avoid the auto draft. When you're on the clock with Cup Noodle Stir Fry. Don't be Dan from Denver. His hours-long smoking process costs him his chance at glory. Cup Noodle Stir Fry. Quick, convenient, mess-free, and always delicious. Every pick is a winner.
Well, Scott Loeffler has certainly been around a lot of football, and he's coached a lot of some of the greats. And now when he's coaching, he gets to have some of these quarterbacks remind him of others. And I'm sure as he continues to coach, his future quarterbacks remind him of quarterbacks he's coaching now. That's a pretty distinguished list there.
Well, speaking of that, we asked him this week, who does Connor Bazelak remind you of? And he said Brian Greasy. Said he didn't have this overwhelming arm strength, but he threw a nice ball, a catchable ball. And he says when you play catch with him, it feels like you're playing catch with Grease. And then I said, so Scott, do you still throw? He goes, I couldn't throw 5 yards right now. Loeffler was a good quarterback. He was in the room with some of those guys and had 2 shoulder surgeries, realized, man, I'm not going to be a college quarterback due to these injuries. And he quickly became a coach of the quarterbacks while still technically on scholarship and a quarterback. But he kind of knew that this is where his future was. And that got started as soon as it became apparent that the shoulder was not going to cooperate with what his heart wanted it to do.
I think it was the right move, too, because he has had a storied coaching career. Bazelak lofts over to that right side to Johnson.
You know, that was a very catchable ball that he threw. You know, looked like, and I like Jeff Johnson showing up. Yeah, like a little bit like Greasy.
Yeah, Loeffler's coached on staff with coaches such as Lloyd Carr, Urban Meyer, Frank Beamer, Gene Chizik. He was Frank Beamer's last offensive coordinator before he retired. Bringing a good foundation of his staff with his Michigan ties, especially that Lloyd Carr program. Pitch out to Stewart. Makes a man miss. Terrion Stewart's on the run again. There goes the bully. Does he have 3 in him? He does. Touchdown, Stewart, and touchdown, BG.
We haven't talked about the offensive line in a minute, and that doesn't mean that they haven't been doing work up front. Terrion Stewart gets behind the big boys off left tackle, 73 yards to the house. Have an evening, Terrion Stewart, as the cannon blasts ring out through Doyt Perry Stadium one more time.
Terrion Stewart, 8 touchdowns a season ago. I'd venture to say he's well on pace for another great season.
He has been tremendous in this Bowling Green program. Coming off a 1,000-yard season. The year prior to that, he missed it by a handful of yards. And this is the type of performance that puts you ahead of schedule to get 1,000 more in 2024. Look at this. Look at the offensive line. I mean, this is tremendous work. And of course, Stewart, with his individual effort and his footwork, making people miss and then putting it in 5th gear, accelerating. And look at this guy go. But look at the offensive line. They're just so impressive. You saw Reimer, number 52, getting out. We haven't even mentioned Nate Paps yet. He might be the best of the bunch. Of course, Alex Walschlager.
Yeah, Nate Paps, really good offseason, according to Greg Nosel, the O-line coach and co-offensive coordinator. Started every game a season ago. He's up to 315, and he moves well. It's not always easy to keep that movement when you've got that extra weight.
Well, there you see Padgett. He moved over to center, and there's Walschlager, the right tackle. Nate Paps was a defensive lineman last year. I think he started 8 games. Coach Loeffler said, we need you to play offense. And he was recruited coming out of high school as an offensive lineman by several Power 5s, Pitt, Rutgers.
Yep.
He wanted to play D-line, so he came here, and Lefty said, it took me about 3 years to convince him to go to the offensive line. He said, now that he's here, he may be the best offensive line prospect for the NFL. That's saying a lot when you got the likes of Tunde Fatukasi and Alex Walschlager. Fatukasi's brother is in the NFL currently.
Hatfield on the return again. Just gets out of bounds.
You know, something, it's almost like the lost yardage. Something that doesn't get enough credit sometimes is the kick coverage. And when you have a kick returner who catches it, it's a returnable ball, so it could be at the 1 yard line, and he's dipping out at the 15 because the kick coverage is in his face. That is saying something not only about the athletes and the speed you have, but their ability to avoid collisions and get down the field as fast as possible.
Should be able to rate how scary the kick coverage is then.
Yes, right.
Maybe that's something that'll be tracked though in the NFL with the new kickoff rules.
There you go.
How good your coverage is because you're all in the same plane.
That's right.
Montez spits it outside to Garrett Cody. We talk about Fatukasi having a brother in the NFL, Jordan Oladokin. His brother, quarterback for the Chiefs, 2 Super Bowl rings to his name. Looking for a 3rd this year.
Yeah, Jordan's
pretty good company.
Yeah, Jordan's been to the last 2 Super Bowls to watch his older brother.
Falcons have been so good in sack production as well over the last 2 seasons. They've achieved 2 of their top 4 seasons in sack production in 22 and 23. Montez going deep, trying to find Garrett Cody on the run, just outside of his reach.
And you know, that play may be a small microcosm of what we've seen all afternoon from that man, C.J. Montez. Just a little bit off, but not just a little bit, just a little bit off. That's enough not to make the play. And again, I like that pass. I like the play call. It was a good ball, just a little bit too far for Cody. And I'm not saying to put that just on Montez. You know, he's not the only but he hasn't looked settled for most of this evening.
Just been that slight hesitation and uneasiness that we noticed early. He escapes the pocket here. He's been doing a lot of work with his legs. Taken down by Donnie Stevens.
And in fairness to Montez, he has been on the run consistently and not like designed quarterback keep around edge. He's been moving in the pocket. He's had to spill out. He's been under heavy duress and pressure. But, you know, you see Coach Conlon, obviously not where he wants it to be with regard to the scoreboard. But when you step up and you play FBS, it's a good measuring stick for where are you at this season. And it gives you things to work on. And certainly it's a good launching pad.
Peggy's muffs that punt and somehow recovers it. Off the one hop there. Near disaster there for Peggy's.
Yeah, maybe he's human after all.
He's been Superman today. There's no doubt about that. Agree with you though, because I think you understand that this first game being a litmus test for both sides in some way. Last year, Fordham had a couple games under its belt before they went to Buffalo and won. They knew what worked, what wasn't going to work, threw it out in the trash, and focused on all the things that made them great and came back and won that game. You can't always do that in the first game to know what's going on. Looks like Peggy's was part
Timeout.
of the offensive personnel.
Bowling Green.
And he wasn't on in time, so this is going to be
Their second of the half.
This is gonna be a timeout
30
for
seconds.
Bowling Green.
Yeah, the only problem is he didn't know that he was in the offensive personnel on that play.
But you, and I think as players, when you mess up the punt, then you get a little rattled on the offensive personnel. Yeah, you're not going to have a fun time on the bench there. At least when you get back in the huddle, you shoot a little bit. But that's part of it.
Well, you know, it's also his first time really seeing action at this level. And it's easy to look up, and let's just look at Steph Curry, for example. Steph Curry could miss 8 3-pointers in a row, and he is so convinced the 9th one's going in.
Oh, yeah.
And there's that memory, that short-term memory that you talk about with the quarterback and other positions. But that's a skill you have to learn. You have to fail to figure out how do I deal with the adversity that comes along with failure.
Lucian Anderson is in.
I also like the clip.
baseline.
They showed Leffler on, oh, we've got an injury on the field for Fordham as they're waving over the medical staff.
Timeout for an injured player on the defense.
Looks like a cramp. Try to ID that player for you. Unfortunate, a warm night tonight in Bowling Green.
Yeah, we spoke with offensive coordinator, co-offensive coordinator Greg Nosal before the field, and we were just commenting here in the Midwest how unseasonably cool it's been for the last 2 weeks. And I said, well, that's great for the players during camp because you're not in the sweltering heat.
Yeah.
Not so good when you haven't been accustomed to it and you're coming out here for your first game. It was unbelievably hot on the field before the game.
It was, and I think that, you know, the turf adds a little bit of a few degrees there. You pepper in some of the sunlight that we were getting. And Michael Thorne seems to be all right, walking off his own power. There's Camden Orth. Last year, it was a bit more of a 2-quarterback system. He came in ad hoc a little bit to run. They had a package for him. Senior from Gainesville, Florida. He is out today and likely for a few more games, as we're told.
It's just interesting. And Lucian Anderson, who's in the game now, has kind of taken his role as he was more of the running threat compared to Bazelak and more of a traditional drop-back passer. And we're going to see some speed here if he can get loose.
Now Lucian Anderson working that sideline. It's past the 40 for BG first down.
And when Camden Orth does get healthy, I wouldn't be surprised to see 3 quarterbacks. Because from the running aspect, Camden Orth, who also is a capable passer, I don't want to say he's a one-dimensional run-only quarterback. But as you can see, he's much bigger than Lucian Anderson. Anderson's a speed guy, or 6'3", 225, and he'll run you over if he gets a chance. Lucian's just going to run past you. And he might be past you before you even know it.
Inside carry to Markel Porter, the freshman from Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, we heard there's Markel Porter, Jaden Copinger. Both may see time here, and with a comfortable 31-point lead, we're going to give some run to the true freshman, Markel Porter.
Porter gets a carry again in the outside zone. Shakes a leg, tries to get to that first down marker, just shy. And a flag down on the play. Disregard. No flag on that one. No, there is. They must have picked it up faster than we could tell.
Number 89.
Holding on Bowling Green.
10-yard penalty. Second down.
Steve Scott Leffler, 4.5, just under 4.5 left on the clock in the game. Sure, he would like to implement the 4-minute offense, which is how do you get rid of that time and not give the ball back to the other team.
Chris Edmonds, the ball carrier for the Falcons.
There's Edmonds. Chris Edmonds. Redshirt freshman from Toledo, Ohio. Jamal Johnson back out onto the field. Anderson spits it out to him and gets his first completion. Matheny Paul Swinson on the tackle. Well, Fordham will travel to Central Connecticut State next week and host Stony Brook the week after before they take on Dartmouth and then start Patriot League play soon after that. And for Bowling Green, likely to move their eyes to next week. They head to Happy Valley to take on number 8 Penn State. And then they get a bye, and then they head to College Station to take on Texas A&M. And if that's not your best measuring stick, I don't know what is. What a punt. Inside, great bounce from Henderson. He's been balling out today for the Brand. Down at the 5, 50-yarder. And the hang time on that could have brought rain.
Who would have thought after the opening salvo from Justin Pegues that he'd have competition for special teams player of the game?
Great point.
But John Henderson, rather, arguably one of the bigger plays of the game was that 4th and 25 fake punt conversion, which led to a score that they really needed to stop the momentum of Fordham and extend their lead. And now this.
Montez looking for Cody over the middle. Nice catch for a first down. Garrett Cody, 54 receptions a year ago for 900 yards. Second team All-Patriot League last season. Makes an impact on the arrow route. Inside goes Ricky Parks. Barreling forward, trying to get more yardage. As we approach the 2-minute timeout of the second half.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Inch closer and closer. All Bowling Green, 41-10. Finish right on the way back.
Coach Gecko!
Coach G. Laura, Dan, I didn't realize the media would be here.
No, this isn't for work. We're just really big fans.
And we're scouting for our fantasy insurance teams.
Geico has all the top prospects and 97% satisfaction rating. That's unreal.
Oh my gosh, it's true. True!
Smells like insurance. Suppose Geico does have devoted fans. It's not weird.
Jade, sign my arm.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
She only signs claims checks.
Game time! Wing time!
That was fast.
I even refilled your Coke.
Some wings you just can't wait to tailgate with.
Excuse me. You left your head.
We don't make sense. We make chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Never seen it like this before. Whoa, make you wanna get that, get that. Got him coming back for more, let's go. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow.
Enjoy up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
Success happens when you have what you need, where you need it, when it matters. Going beyond distribution, FW Webb's array of specialty divisions, plus custom fabrication, support commercial and industrial projects across the Northeast. Selection, expertise, solutions. We've got it.
All Bowling Green giving the second largest band in the FBS something to cheer for. Let's take a look at scores from around the MAC. It's been a fun night in week 1. Buffalo, Toledo, and Central Michigan all handling their business at home against FCS opponents. Not a great start to the year. It's just good to be back. We said at the top, the best sport in America, college football. And we got shot out of a cannon for the first part of this game on the opening kickoff.
Yeah.
With Justin Peggies in his Bowling Green debut.
I mean, I don't think you and I needed any extra motivation to get excited, but they gave it to us anyways.
They did. They did.
Little Jay.
New quarterback in for Fordham is Jack Capaldi, and he gives this ball to Jack Kaiser.
Bit of a Jack attack. For the
Nicely
Fordham
done.
Rams. See how I did that?
Malvern Prep graduate. One completion a year ago.
Jack Capaldi's pass was incomplete. Intended for number 17. Jack, that number to the play.
How do you think, when you look at, you assess this Bowling Green team, think about what seemed more impactful for you tonight? Was it the defense, or was it kind of that versatility in offense, particularly in the rushing game?
Yeah, well, to answer, I'd say both, but it's the offensive and defensive fronts. I mean, if you think about how impactful their defense was, it was because they were able to control the line of scrimmage. They were able to get pressure on Montez, rushing only 3 or 4 defensive linemen. I mean, could you imagine?
They had their way up front in the trenches.
And look, Stewart had a great day, and there's a reason for that. It's because this veteran offensive line that came in so highly touted by the Falcons coaching staff showed up and delivered.
Yeah. Scoring drives of 78, 93, 38, 94, and 86. They were sustained today. A first down for the Rams on the run. Stop there by Patrick Day. And now that you have this barometer, you go into Penn State next week. What has to be the most important focal point in order to take down a giant like that? They took down Georgia Tech last year. They know the Power 4 conversation what that brings. What a pass and connection. Capaldi finds his receiver, Jack Benton, for a touchdown.
Beautiful pass by Jack Capaldi. Hits Benton right in the hands. He got behind the defense. And it's those lapses in concentration that I'm sure Coach Mo and Sammy are not going to be happy with. But what a pass.
And Fordham is going to kick this extra point. I got nothing to lose if you go for 2 here, right? But nonetheless, Bennett Henderson on for the extra point. And the Rams knock it through with 24 seconds to go.
Well, we're still working on that unit if you're Fordham. To go back to your question about Penn State and what Bowling Green has to do to come out of Happy Valley with a big-time upset, one thing you didn't have that was their calling card last year was the creation of turnovers and takeaways. No interceptions. Now they're going to get a chance against what some believe is going to be the top drafted quarterback if he decides to come out, and Drew Aller, because he's going to be slinging the ball around the yard. But interceptions and takeaways are created by pressure defensively. And when you have Joseph Sipp playing the way he does and Brock Horn, and you're going to blitz one of those guys, and the defensive front plays the way they did today, especially being able to put pressure on the quarterback.
Now number 48.
That sort of
number
chaos
1 for Bowling Green is
creates
now number
missed
48.
decision and opportunities for defensive backs to step in front of something. But much like Fordham knocking off Buffalo last year, I felt one of the keys for them to come out here was to win the turnover battle and create some turnovers. They weren't able to do that.
No turnovers today.
Yeah, nobody did.
We nearly had one on the gaff on the punt return by Peggies, but pretty satisfied, I think, for both coaching staffs.
And I'll be honest, pretty clean game.
Right.
You know,
Not a ton of penalties. Targeting one comes to mind.
Sure, there's targeting, but going back to the offensive line, I don't think Bowling Green's offensive line got called for any penalties. They didn't. So when you talk about a good, clean game, a physical game, protecting your quarterback, I don't think Bazelak got sacked.
Nope.
So you didn't give up any sacks. You had 4 or 5 rushing touchdowns to your credit, and no penalties. You know, Scott Leffler mentioned, he said, I love these offensive linemen. They're guys I recruited. They've been here forever. We had our first inter-squad scrimmage, and they were terrible. And he said, I have that relationship with them. I went in there, and I said, you guys were terrible. And I wanted to see how they responded. He said, they came back, and they practiced like savages. And they've done that ever since. And now you see the product of that. But you have to have a relationship between your coach and any position group, but especially the offensive line, to go read them the riot act. Yep. And said, you guys are better than this. I expect more out of you, and you should expect more out of yourself. And have them respond the way they did tonight says so much about the offensive unit and that guy, Scott Leffler.
5 rushing TDs later. And Justin Peggy's shot out of a cannon in the opening kickoff. A Bowling Green win. Speak of the cannons. An excellent showing from the Falcons as they head into Happy Valley next week. An incredible effort from this offense, and one to be remembered tonight. An excellent debut for many on the Bowling Green roster. Ryan Cavanaugh, excellent job, friend.
Listen, speaking of great performances, you brought it today. It was a pleasure working with you.
It was a pleasure to work with this entire ESPN crew, led by Stas Hall. Thank our statistician, Jeff Dalpace, as well. I'm Joey Lindstrom for Ryan Cavanaugh. Thanks so long from Bowling Green. 41-17 for the Falcons.
Let's go to our next segment, Fairest Calls, inspired by Geico's fair and fast 24/7 claim service.
Do we have to do the Geico stuff on him here?
Yep, we do. Let's play the clip.
Holding, number 53, 10-yard penalty.
This literally happens every game. Can we just skip to the action?
Nope, nothing but fair and fast claims, just like Geico. Here's the next clip.
But I don't want to play the clip.
Pass interference, number 34.
Wow, doesn't get any fairer than this, boys.
For savings and service, get more with Geico.
BK's new fiery menu, 5 items, 5 levels, so you can do you. Level 1's like, level 5's a bit, woo. It's fiery at BK. Have it your way.
Never seen it like this before. Whoa, make you wanna get that, get that. Got them coming back for more. Let's go. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow. I'ma bring the wow. Yeah, I'ma bring the wow.
Enjoy up to 3 years complimentary scheduled maintenance with every new Genesis. Exclusively at your tri-state Genesis retailers.
This fantasy football season, avoid the auto draft. When you're on the clock with Cup Noodle Stir Fry. Don't be Dan from Denver. His hours-long smoking process costs him his chance at glory. Cup Noodle Stir Fry. Quick, convenient, mess-free, and always delicious. Every pick is a winner.
If you